Action right here Saturday morning on ESPN 104.3 and hitthatline.com. We got more of the Morning Rush coming up, including your SEC report. That's next.
You're the gourmet around here, Ed.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to the Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
People who really want to have a good time won't come to a slaughterhouse. We've got entirely too many troublemakers here.
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
I don't like you because you're dangerous. That's right. I am dangerous.
Streaming live from hitthatline.com.
I hit the 7-iron like John Davis with 3.
This is the Morning Rush with Ty Richardson.
You just gotta keep living, man.
And Tommy Kraft.
We follow orders or people die. Are we clear?
The Morning Rush starts right now.
Yes, sir.
So we're halfway to Chapel Hill on the way to North Carolina to get ready for the Super Regional this weekend, which Arkansas earned after beating Oklahoma State in Stillwater. Loaded show this morning. Pat Smith is going to join us from WJOX. He's the co-host of Three Man Front. We're going to talk some SEC football and baseball with him. Tom Murphy going to talk a little more Sam Pittman, and then Richard Davenport, as Arkansas just got another commit as of yesterday. So a lot to get into this morning here on Recruiting Thursday. Tommy, you doing okay this morning?
You want the truth, or you want me to just say yes and move on?
Well, I kind of set you up for that. If it makes you feel any better, I got charged an additional $50 at a restaurant that I only spent $13 at. So, but I think your night was a little bit worse.
Well, I mean, this could be a long story, so I want to figure out which parts I tell you, because I got one part I really don't want to tell you about because I don't want to admit to a technical error last night. So I may have to carve that one out a little bit. But I had a flat tire on the way back from Fayetteville last night. Me and Dylan, the girls in the house went to see this Cheer live. Do you even know what that is?
I mean,
there's apparently a Netflix series or something. They were at the Amp last night. I had less than 0% interest in going. So the girls went. They had a great time. Me and Dylan went to see Top Gun Maverick. It was my second time to see it. It was his first time to see it after, saying, all right, we're going to sit down and watch the original. We did that night before last. We watched Top Gun together. So it was a little father-son night out last night. Prior to that, let me just go ahead and give you the synopsis of what happened. I'm on the phone. I'm talking. May have been talking to you. We decide, hey, we're locked in. We're going to go. I type in Fayetteville IMAX tickets or something in my Google search bar, right? Boom, pops up, Fandango, bing, bang, boom. Tickets are in my Gmail, right? Sounds pretty like a reasonable approach, doesn't it, guys?
Fayetteville, North Carolina. I know where this story's going.
That's exactly right. Get to the movie theater, the QR code won't work to get in. I said, well, we'll figure it out. They said, well, maybe you're too early for your showtime. But thanks for going ahead and killing the story there. I appreciate that, Ty. So the QR code won't work. So they can't figure it out. And then finally, some about 14-year-old says, oh, that says North Carolina right there. I'm like, oh, crap. So I go up there and, hey, listen, I've made a mistake. I didn't realize, So they gave me 2 free passes to get in. It wasn't IMAX, but I did get in to see it. But and then on the way home, I'm cresting the hill at West Fork, and bam, there is something. Middle of the road, can't avoid it. Front left tire. We are down. I need to be on pit row. I am toast. So I am on the side of the interstate, and thank goodness for. Do you have a AAA membership?
I do not.
Tommy, I do not.
I'm telling
either.
you, boys, best investment best insurance you can put in your wallet, and they don't pay me to say a word, but I've only used it to get hotel discounts to this point, but. They were there within 30 minutes last night and saved my hide because there was no way the little jack in the back of your car.
Oh, you got to get your own nice jack, and I always I carry
that,
a nice
they
jack.
had a floor jack. They had like a mechanic.
Oh yeah, that's the one. That's
they
one
come
you
out
need.
with a whole thing. Looked like they were ready to change tires at Talladega. And in about 5 minutes they had it done. I'd have been out there right now doing the show. I did manage on my own to get the spare down and off. And basically, they just to come in and swap tires. But, 30, 40 minutes, bing, bang, boom, I was in and out. But I'm going to tell you this. When you have to set the old cruise at like 58 and you've been used to driving 78 or maybe a little faster, it feels like you are crawling on the interstate. So
on the spare tire.
Oh, So it was. I got home finally about by the time Laura got back, and I took my car to the shop. I'm having to drive hers, this and that. You know, it was about 1:15 before head hit pillow. So anyway, that was my excitement last night. Hopefully, the team has a smoother trip to Chapel Hill today. You are what, Nashville, on your way there?
Yes, about 8 hours from our destination. I got asked and had free tickets to a Luke Combs concert last night. If it tells you how tired I was, I just said, listen, man, I'd love to go, but
Beer never broke my heart. So.
I know. I've never seen him in concert, and I was really disappointed. But I was like, that's just not a good idea if I try and do that last night. But no, we're about halfway home. I've got the Calhouns on the River menu already pulled up. I've been looking at it since 5 a.m. trying to figure out what I'm going to get at Knoxville. Gonna see if I can step foot inside of Neyland Stadium. That's going to be the only really stop.
Yeah.
Get some gas there and get some food, and then head on over to Chapel Hill, North Carolina.
You know, that was one thing last night. We had some time to kill before the movie. We didn't realize it was Eastern time on our ticket, but anyway, that's a whole other story. So Dylan wanted to go by and see the stadium again because, you know, he went to the Texas game and goes, Dad, we got time to go by? I want to see the stadium. Yeah, we'd do that. So we drove over and looked at the hogs that the Jones family had sculpted out there, like a lot of people do, and he was pretty excited. That was neat. So, you know, a lot of people I think come into towns and look at stadiums and like to walk around that stuff. So we kind of had that little moment ourselves last night.
Well, I'm glad. And listen, I've really enjoyed his transition in the last 5 months, going from Fortnite to now all of a sudden being invested in youth football and
It's been a little longer than 5
football.
months, but I hear what you're saying. So
Yeah, I know you've talked about that. So that's a good thing. That means he's got a good father sending, and I say 5 months, last football season,
Yeah, he
but
played
sending him
last year.
in the right direction. It sounds like some of the teachings that you've been giving him have finally started to pay off a little bit.
might be the only thing he's listening to. So what time will you roll into Chapel Hill today?
Well, you were talking about time difference just a second ago. I had to calculate that in. So it's about 8 hours from here. I'll leave. I'm going to shower right after the show. I'll get out of here 9:30. 8-hour drive plus another hour, so it's basically 9 hours in addition to the stop. I'll probably get.
I don't think you get in a time machine. I don't think you actually have to drive the extra hour once you cross the timeline. I really don't think they require that.
But it's like one of those things where it's 6 o'clock here, it's 7 o'clock here.
The mileage is the same. So.
I think that's how it works. So let's see. I will probably end up getting there about 7 or 8 o'clock, and call and figure out what the cheapest hotel is near where we're doing the show tomorrow. Do it that way, and then we'll be off and rolling tomorrow morning. I get an extra hour to sleep in. I don't hate that, guys.
It's not. I don't think it's actually an extra hour. I'm pretty sure
That's
on that.
not how time works.
That's not exactly how time works. Yeah.
It's an extra hour to sleep in because I don't have to get up till 5:15 instead of 4:15.
But it's 4:15 here where you normally are. It's called a body clock.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. It's semantics.
It makes you feel better. You go for it. So.
Yeah.
No, good for you, buddy. I'm glad you get to sleep in
Glad
tomorrow.
you get an extra hour tomorrow.
So happy
it'll
for
make
you.
up for that extra hour of the driving.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Exactly. You gotta factor it out, or it's gotta get a little give.
Just got to carry the two, subtract the one. We get it. Yeah.
We understand how you do math. Hey, we're going to be on the road a lot, and hopefully we got a lot of things coming up, including a trip to Omaha. We're going to make a stop, though, first in Branson for the Powerboat Nationals. That's coming up Father's Day weekend, June 18th and 19th, down at Lake Taneycomo, right on the landing. There'll be power boats going 70 miles an hour on a tight racing course. It's a great spectator event and perfect for you to take the dad out for Father's Day or to take your family down there. At least 10 of the world's finest, newest, sleekest inshore powerboats will be racing on the shores of Taneycomo and Branson. The Morning Rush going to be there live Friday, June 17th to tell you all about this fun event. And as we said this morning, we're on the road to Chapel Hill, getting you ready for the Super Regionals. Our coverage with Ty on the Road brought to you by Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort. More excitement, more winning at Oaklawn Racing Casino. By Crane Kia of Fayetteville. Find your next gas saver during the MPG days at Crane Kia of Fayetteville. And by North Arkansas Regional Medical Center in Harrison, bringing better to you.
When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about what's the kind of your expectation of this Arkansas baseball team this weekend.
Phil Elson and Ty Richardson are live in North Carolina at the Chapel Hill Super Regional. ESPN Arkansas and HitThatLine.com's exclusive coverage.
The company you can trust when it comes to building quality fencing and gates is looking for quality people to join the Fence Man team. If you are a fence builder or have building or welding experience, apply in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man offers great pay and a $500 sign-on bonus. Join the top fence building team and get a $500 sign-on bonus. The Fence Man. Apply today in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man is an equal opportunity employer.
Now that's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
This song was mistakenly thought to be about animal rights or shock therapy, but Shock the Monkey is really about jealousy. If we're just highly evolved primates, then why does adultery make us so irate? Natural selection would never make you hate someone who would seminate. It's because a supernatural God wired monogamy into our DNA. If you think this issue is benign, you'll be shocked to see Proverbs 6:29. I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Read about it.
Dent Source, the leader in auto hail repair for over 20 years. Our certified technicians service all vehicles and offer a lifetime warranty. Dent Source will keep you on the road with a courtesy vehicle and offer free pickup and delivery. Dent Source, now open in Fort Smith.
In Arkansas. Save thousands during the storm damage sale at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Over 350 new and pre-owned vehicles were damaged during the recent storm, and now over $1 million in discounts will be passed on to Harry Robinson's customers. Some of the damage is really minor, but the savings are severe. Plus, there are still lots of vehicles that were not damaged in stock. Save thousands on your next vehicle during the storm damage sale at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Was your roof damaged by recent storms? Don't fall victim to out-of-town contractors and fly-by-night repairmen. Trust the local roofing professionals at Able Roofing. Call their local number, 474-0006, for a free roof inspection. Never trust something as important as the roofing system on your home to a storm chaser. Able Roofing, 474-0006, will work with your insurance company. Call now for your free roof inspection, 474-0006. Able Roofing, the hometown roofers.
Inventory shortage? Not here. Wheeler Power Sports has its own showroom packed with brand new units. They have a great selection of Kawasaki bikes featuring the Ninja Z900, the KLR 650, and the Ninja 400. Wheeler Power Sports has everyone covered for all ages and all the gear and protection to keep them safe. Looking for that side-by-side or ATV for this spring? Wheeler Power Sports has the best in-stock selection in the area, and they can special order to fulfill your need. Wheeler Power Sports, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
There's more to a tractor than just horsepower. A tractor also needs weight to get that horsepower to the ground. With TYM, a heavier tractor comes standard. Many of the TYM models weigh more for the horsepower than comparable tractors from the big names, and tractors that weigh more do more. See Bush Tractor at their new location at 6100 South Zero in Fort Smith, or log on to bushtractor.com to see how they can upgrade your productivity. Have your travel plans changed? Looking for a place that's close to home and keep your family safe? Gaston's White River Resort is located on the beautiful White River. They offer private accommodations in their lodges and cabins. Most cabins have a fully equipped kitchen, or let their restaurant staff deliver to your cabin. Call 870-431-5202 and change your plans to Gaston's White River Resort. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time every time. Keep bugs from feasting on your lawn with Ortho Bug Clear Lawn Insect Killer from Metters Lumber True Value. Choose 10-pound granules, 32-ounce ready-to-spray, or concentrate formulas for just $6.99 after a $3 instant rebate for True Value Rewards members. This formula stops bugs within minutes and provides long-lasting control. It's effective on a variety of bugs and insects, and it's odor-free. Pick up these bargains of the month while supplies last at Metters Lumber True Value. Certain exclusions apply. See store for details.
Hey, this is Jason Christie from Park Hill, Oklahoma, the 2022 Bassmaster Classic champion. I'm excited to tell you about the Booyah Poppin' Pad Crasher Jr. It is a smaller version of the Poppin' Pad Crasher, and it's a bait I'm going to use all summer on the Arkansas River. Frog fishing is one of my favorite things to do when summer fishing, and Poppin' Pad Crasher Jr. is the right size and has the right hook set up to catch them. It's available at lurenet.com and tackle stores everywhere. The Booyah Poppin' Pad Crasher Jr.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Good morning to the Morning Rush, everybody.
The pitch from Ramage struck him out swinging with a changeup, and Ramage ends the fifth with his fifth strikeout.
Watch the Morning Rush on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. Just search Hit That Line.
So when you look at this weekend in Chapel Hill, a couple weeks ago, or maybe a week or so ago, this season just didn't go according to plan. Now it's almost like, man, this team can get to Omaha. They're still chugging along. What has to happen for this weekend for people to say it was a good, productive baseball season? We'll talk about that coming up as we are live heading to Chapel Hill, Tommy.
And brought to you by the Fence Man this morning, the company you trust when it comes to building fencing and gates. I've trusted them, so should you. They're looking for people to join their team right now. So if you're listening this morning on the way to that job you're fed up with, frustrated with, if you got carpentry skills, you got construction skills, you got fence building skills, welding skills, they're looking for people just like you to join their team. Great pay, plenty of work. You'll love the environment and the culture with the Fence Man. Apply in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. That's 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. Sign-on bonus, great pay, and more. 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man is an equal opportunity employer.
So some listening to the program right now will already say, you know, this has been a good baseball season. Some will say you got to get at least one win in Chapel. Some say you got to advance to Omaha. Others will be like, you got to win a game in Omaha. Others say you got to win two. Others say, oh, you started preseason number 2 overall. You should be in the College World Series final. Tommy, what is your assertion on this baseball team and kind of what has to happen or what has happened for you to say, well, you know what, they've accomplished what I thought they would?
Let me just rephrase your question a little bit. I think what you're asking is, can you go from good to great? Or at least that's where I come from on this. To me, you've had a really good season to get to this point, and the regular season, I know the last 3 weeks didn't feel the way you wanted it to, but you've had a good season. You finished second in the West. You won 18 ball games again in the SEC. Don't kid yourself. This was a really good season. But by Arkansas standards, until you get to Omaha, I don't think it's a great season. So I think they've accomplished and clearly crossed the threshold of good season. What you want is great, and I think you're at good regardless of the outcome this weekend. The only way I think you can label any season, at least under the expectations formed here by Norm DeBryan and certainly by Dave Van Horn the last 20 years, is being in Omaha. So to be a great season, I think you got to win 2 this weekend and be on your way to Nebraska.
Yeah, I think that when you look at the Arkansas baseball feel right now, as you just said, Omaha, whether that's unfair or fair, is kind of the, I would say, consensus expectation of this fan base to this point. And again, I don't know if that's fair. I don't know if that's unfair. I just know that's what a lot of people feel for it to be a great season. As you just alluded to, Omaha needs to be the destination where you conclude your season.
You know, and you had 2015 where you made Omaha, but it wasn't really a great season. You had a great ending to kind of an average season. I mean, they did fine, but, I mean, kind of a surprise to get in there. And we went through the track of the postseason and, really shouldn't have found their way there, but, it worked out. Sometimes you've had great years that didn't get there, and all you have to do is look back to last season where you had a great regular season, but you can't really frame it in that way because you lost in the Supers at home. But you ask, I don't know if that's fair or unfair. Tell me why, with the success that Dave Van Horn has had and the proven stability and track record of he's been able to take almost every group that he's ever recruited up there, they've stayed 3 or 4 years, and get them to Omaha. If you kind of look on the averages, that's not an exact true statement because some of those have run together in close proximities. But you look at it over the 20-year average, and that's kind of where he's at, even though that's not a an exact science on this. Tell me why that is an unfair expectation if you think it is.
I don't personally. I think, and this was a argument that Bo and Bart made years ago, and I thought it was pretty spot on, that Arkansas baseball is Michigan State without the national championship in 2000 that Tom Izzo got. Because if you look at what Tom Izzo and the Spartans typically do, they go to the Final Four every 4 years. His pitch to recruits is, if you stay here 4 years, you're going to wind up going to the national championship at some point. Dave Van Horn's pitch, along with the facility, along with his reputation as a baseball coach, his pitch is, well, if you stay here 4 years, you're going to wind up going to Omaha. Now, you want that elusive national championship that you've yet to get, and you know Dave's fire is burning as hot as ever, even as he continues to gain more knowledge and stuff and gain more of a platform, not just within the Arkansas baseball community, but SEC and national baseball. That to me is not, I think, an unfair statement that you just brought up, Tommy.
Yeah, and I think if you got Dave in a private moment and he would tell you what he really thinks, he would probably, open up on that to some that he would trust to have that conversation. That I think his expectations are to be there, but he probably defines the season a lot more in technical terms as far as whether it's great or not, based on some other things that happen, including, do these guys get drafted at certain levels, and did some guy, did certain pitchers or even hitters go from A to X in what they did from fall ball till now. So they're going to look at it a little bit different. But I think at the end of the day, the bottom line is Omaha. And then to unlock that combination to get to the national championship's a whole other conversation. But to me, it's somewhat of a letdown. Even getting to the Supers if you don't get to the next weekend.
You bring up the technical stuff. Bubba Carpenter, when we had him on a couple weeks ago, we talked a little bit after the show, Tommy, and he offered for us to come up to his facility, you, me, and the rest of the ESPN Arkansas crew, and do some technical batting and pitching stuff. I don't know if they have a track or what they
I would
have.
love to make a fool of myself, absolutely. But no, I'd be all in on that.
I would think that would be a lot of fun
Absolutely.
to get a chance and get an opportunity to do that. And he was, again, kind enough to offer to do so. And once the season winds down, which I hope it doesn't for another couple of weeks, I hope they keep on playing. That's definitely something we should do. I have not thrown a baseball as hard as I could since I was like a junior in high school at the Arkansas State Fair. I know we were joking about how far we could actually throw it, but that would be I know we've got a chance to see the facility itself, but we never got to experience it in Baum-Walker Stadium. That would be something to see kind of where we measure up with some of the pitching motions and the trajectory and all that weird tech stuff that people a lot smarter than us have to diagnose every single week.
I got your 38-mile-an-hour changeup right here. It's got a heck of a break.
Unhittable
38-mile-an-hour changeup is coming your way. Hey, we're brought to you by World of Wireless, 877-305-DISH. It's inflation-proof right now at World of Wireless. They'll lock in your price for the next 2 years, the next 2 summers with World of Wireless. Make the move to DISH. 3 TVs on the plan, less than $90 a month right now, and that's a guaranteed price for the next 2 years. So while gas and bills and groceries and everything else goes up, you don't have to worry about your DISH bill with World of Wireless. So call them at 877-305-DISH. Get a $100 Visa gift card to boot. That's 877-305-DISH for WOW World of Wireless.
We're live on the road to Omaha. Going to be in Chapel Hill a little later on today. Really excited about that. Also, really excited to welcome in Pat Smith of WJOX. He joins us next to talk a little college football on the Morning Rush.
Phil Elson and Ty Richardson are live in North Carolina at the Chapel Hill Super Regional. ESPN Arkansas and HitThatLine.com's exclusive coverage on the road to Omaha is brought to you by Crane Kia of Fayetteville. Find your next gas saver during our MPG days. Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort. More excitement, more winning at Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort. And by North Arkansas Regional Medical Center, bringing better to you.
How would your family like to swim for free for 12 months? The Burton Pools & Spa's Doughboy Super Sales event is going on now. Get your choice of 0% interest and no payments for 12 months or a rebate up to $2,000 on a Doughboy semi-in-ground or above-ground pools. All this going on now at Burton Pools & Spas in Springdale and Fort Smith. You can get your feet wet without getting in over your head. Visit burtonpools.com. 0% offer good with approved credit. See dealer for details.
Save thousands during the storm damage sale at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Over 350 new and pre-owned vehicles were damaged during the recent storm, and now over $1 million in discounts will be passed on to Harry Robinson's customers. Some of the damage is really minor, but the savings are severe. Plus, there are still lots of vehicles that were not damaged in stock. Save thousands on your next vehicle during the storm damage sale at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Have you recently experienced possible hail damage to your roof? Is it just time to replace the one you currently have? Brothers Roofing and Restoration is a properly licensed and insured local roofing contractor in Arkansas. Brother Alexander has over 25 years of experience in home insurance and adjusting and residential roofing. Brothers Roofing Crew has 17 years of experience themselves. He provides free estimates with the most competitive pricing in the area while using the industry's best materials. So call 479-353-3877 to arrange a time for Brother to inspect your roof.
Riley Farm Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedures for you and your family. From general dentistry, braces, implants, and cosmetics, Dr. Bo Sparkman and Dr. Brogan give all of their patients better lives with a better smile, more confidence, and a comfortable experience every time. Riley Farm Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A, at the entrance to Riley Farms. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit RileyFarmDental.com.
Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer opens like every other seltzer, pours like every other seltzer, but it's not like every other seltzer. USDA certified organic, no added sugar, and low cal, so you've never seen another seltzer quite like it. And with new refreshing flavors like black cherry and watermelon strawberry, you've never tasted one like it either. Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, as real as it tastes. Enjoy responsibly, not a low-calorie food. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, IRC Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Have a loan with a variable or balloon interest rate and worried about your cost rising? Interest rates are rising, and you may have a problem. Farm Credit can fix that. Talk to Farm Credit about locking in a long-term fixed rate for the life of your loan. Farm Credit's long-term fixed rates offer peace of mind in changing economic times. We're offering the longest terms in the ag industry. Talk to Farm Credit today. Find an office near you at myaglender.com. Equal housing lender.
Are your real estate investments being properly managed? Are you sending a check or cashing a check each month? If you're tired of your current property managers, then call Trinity Multifamily. Trinity will qualify your tenants and leases, inspect your properties, and take care of maintenance and provide you with web-based access to current financial reports, leases, and pictures of your property. Call Trinity Multifamily at 479-452-1817 or online at trinitymultifamily.com. Trinity Multifamily, your teammate in the real estate game.
Hell yes! Hey folks, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources, where we've just had the perfect storm. Yeah, we got hail, but just enough to create a tsunami of savings for our customers. That's right, little bitty damage and great big old savings on a great selection of Rath road-ready vehicles. But you want to hurry in for the best selection, because this inventory is turning like a tornado. If you have damage on your car, bring it in. We'll trade for it just like it is, even if it looks like a Titleist. If you're keeping your car, let us take care of it for you in our Meineke Car Care Center with free AC check, half off brakes, and buy 3 get 1 free on all tires. Better yet, trade it in and say hell yes to this perfect storm of savings. Don't wait till they're all fixed. Don't wait till they're all gone. Start driving better today during the hell yes sale at Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online, rathauto.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
A 1-1 now to Slavens. Swung on, that ball's launched into left center field, and that ball's gonna good. Out of here, way out of here.
Razorback football is coming. Catch updates from Sam Pittman, KJ Jefferson, and others right here on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com.
So we're going to talk with Pat Smith of WJOX in Birmingham coming up. Tommy, he was the one that posted the picture of the seating chart at SEC spring meeting, the one that we wanted Jimbo and Nick Saban right next to each other, but they were not, unfortunately.
I wonder if they normally have a seating chart or if that occurred because of that little dust-up. I wonder what it's been like in the previous years.
We can ask Pat when he joins us in
It
just a
felt
sec.
like a cabinet meeting in there. All right, the Secretary of State has to sit next to the Secretary of Transportation. It felt very like it was in the cabinet room at the White House.
Yeah, it was. What would be the bigger fight? Would it be if Donald Trump was sitting next to Nancy Pelosi, or if it would have been Jimbo next to Nick Saban? Oh, we shouldn't go there.
Let's just say that it might have been more athletic ability in Destin than it would have been in Washington. So that's for sure.
That is true. Before we get to Pack, I want to tell you about the Majestic in downtown Fort Smith on Garrison, majesticfortsmith.com. You can check out all their shows, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Also, majesticfortsmith.com for tickets. The clocks are tonight. Doors open at 7. Tickets are just $10, and the concert starts at 8 o'clock. And then tomorrow, Cody Canada and The Departed with Lance Rourke. That is tomorrow night. Doors open at 7. The concert is at 8. Tickets are just $18 to $23. Again, at the Majestic Fort Smith, 817 Garrison Avenue. Music, mixers, and memories at the Majestic. Let's go to the phone lines and welcome in Pat Smith now to the program. Pat, I really appreciate your time this morning. Tommy and I were just joking around a little bit. Guys, if y'all could pop them on for me, my internet's not working. The picture you posted, Tommy and I, we've never seen it before. It looked like a cabinet pictures he was just talking about. What was your reaction when you were bummed that Nick Saban and Jimbo Fisher were not sitting next to each other?
Well, it was interesting, guys, because a couple of days beforehand, I was told that everybody was going to be sitting in alphabetical order. Now, when I posted that picture, a lot of people said, well, it was an alphabetical order based on the school. Of course, Jimbo is the chairperson of the coaching committee, so that's why he was sitting at the front of the dais. I guess that's the way you would call it, the room or whatever. And so it was funny because most people like myself, when I got the seating chart, when I found out exactly where everybody was sitting, I was like, well, this is pretty interesting that Jimbo is being flanked by all the other SEC officials, I guess, to make sure that there wasn't any kind of, fisticuffs or anything going on between Nick and Jimbo. But he was the chairperson. But it was interesting to see that good old Sam Pittman and Nick Saban sat next to each other. But if you go alphabetically, you got Arkansas and Alabama right next to each other. But just thinking that Jimbo was sitting there at that table and the person directly across from him in his sight line was Lane Kiffin, who was probably making jokes and laughing the whole time Jimbo was trying to give a presentation. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, that would be funny, like if you see Kiffin sitting there tweeting in the room and then you hear Saban's phone dinging on the other end of the table and he starts chuckling a little bit. Now, that would be a funny moment to see if Fisher could handle that moment, leading as the chair of the coaches committee, because he would have to know they're talking about him at that point.
Well, it's almost like when you go to a party sometimes, or you go somewhere and they say, okay, you need to put your cell phones, in this basket. You can't use them during the service or whatever the case may be. I figured that's what happened when those coaches went into the room, especially Lane Kiffin, because you never know when he's going to be tweeting something.
Yeah. All right, so seriously, you were there. What's the most important decision, the most important vote that the presidents and chancellors had? What meeting yielded the best decision this past week in Destin for the Southeastern Conference?
Well, I will tell you and it's not going to get a lot of press. Now, it might in the state of Arkansas, and it did a little bit here in the state of Alabama because, quickly, you've got Auburn and Alabama basketball, kind of a resurgence over the last couple of years. Arkansas, obviously a perennial power in the SEC. It was about what they're going to do once Texas and Oklahoma come into the league. What are you going to do with the basketball tournament? That was agreed upon by the men's and the women's side of things. But they're so far apart, guys, in regards to what they're going to do with the scheduling model. Are we doing the 1-7, the one permanent opponent, and then the 7 rotational games? Or are we going to do the 3-6, having the 3 rivals every single year, then the rotation of the 6 other opponents? They can't come to an agreement. ESPN wants them to have that additional game because They own the rights. They have the inventory. They want more product that they could put out there and sell better advertising. Meanwhile, the SEC coaches are dragging their feet because they're not, hold on a second, we're not so sure about this because with not knowing what the college football playoff is going to do with their expansion, if it stays at 4, why would we add an additional game in conference play? Because we're doing fine right now as a conference, putting 2 teams in the national championship last game based on an 8-game conference schedule. So they're really dragging their feet. Again, you got the television partner wanting one thing. You got the coaches in the room want another thing. And so they're just really, there's no need for them to make a decision now. They believe they kind of moved the ball a little bit closer to the goal line, but you have the back-end schools in the conference, and I'm talking about the schools that have problems every year making a bowl game, becoming bowl eligible. They're really having a hard time trying to convince those guys that they need to add another tough game on the schedule in the conference because at that point in time it might be difficult for some schools to even become bowl eligible.
We're talking with Pat Smith, co-host of Three Man Front here on the Morning Rush. Pat, when you look at Alabama and let's say they take the model of the 3 permanent opponents, it's going to be Auburn, it's going to be Tennessee. You probably have a better idea who the other 3. For Arkansas, SEC will pin them with Missouri, and then the other 2 opponents are interesting. So I do wonder when making those decisions, how satisfied do you think fans are going to be when they come up with those results if they indeed go to that 3 permanent and 6 rotating games?
Well, I tell you what, it's a very interesting conversation that we have here in the state of Alabama because obviously you're not going to touch the Iron Bowl. That goes without saying. Both fan bases will agree upon that. But when you got Alabama, historically Tennessee was always one of the biggest rivalry games. Well, Tennessee has not beaten Alabama since Nick Saban has been in Tuscaloosa. So Tennessee fans, they don't view it as a rivalry. Most Alabama fans think of it just as another game like they're playing Mississippi State. Most people say you can't lose the LSU game with Alabama. So then you get into the conversation, well, okay, then where's that 3rd game? A lot of people want to point to Mississippi State because they have played a very long time in the series. Plus, it's the closest university to Alabama in the Southeastern Conference. Plus, they beat up on them pretty regularly, so they would like to have at least one of those permanent SEC opponents as a given victory because you can't line up Vanderbilt. You can't line up some other teams in the conference that have not done well. Meanwhile, on the Auburn side, Auburn and Georgia, it's the longest rivalry in the SEC. Are you going to do away with that? And then if you're Auburn, you still got to play Alabama. So that's 2 very tough opponents. So where does Auburn go for that 3rd game? So it's an intriguing conversation in this state in regards to what that 3rd game would be. Most Alabama fans would say, hey, we want that LSU game. That game means so much to us. I think it would be a very tough schedule, but I think they would take LSU, perhaps Auburn and Tennessee as their 3. But Auburn, with them being on that side of the state and closer to the Floridas, and, perhaps even throwing in a South Carolina, somebody like that, you're just really not sure what direction they're going to go in. But I would think, and you guys would know better, but with Arkansas, I would think that their old rivalries with the likes of Oklahoma and Texas, would be thrown in the mix, and maybe with Texas A&M.
Yeah. Pat, I've been a proponent and proliferating the idea of 9 games, but moving Alabama and Auburn to the east, also Missouri to the west, and you bring Oklahoma and Texas into the west. And if you sit down and you draw it out, all the natural rivals that you still need would be intact in your divisions. You play your division games under a 9-game format, and then you cross over and you play 2 on a rotating basis from the other division, 1 home, 1 away every year. You have 9 games, but Alabama, Tennessee is still there. Auburn, Georgia is still there if you have Bama and Georgia in the east. Over in the west, you would have A&M and Texas, which would be back. Oklahoma, Texas. You would still have Ole Miss and Mississippi State. There'd be a few games like Alabama and LSU that would only come around on a rotation. But for the most part, the in-state and the long-standing rivalries that we've known within the conference, for the most part, would all remain intact. But it seems like divisions is getting no traction. Has anyone, your direction, ever thought of it that way with Bama and Auburn in the east and Oklahoma and Texas in the west and move Missouri over?
Yes, absolutely. First off, Tommy, you make perfect sense. And that's something that you could throw out the window when we're talking about college football these
Absolutely.
days. That makes perfect sense. even though it would be, Georgia fans would not be happy with that. Billy Napier probably wouldn't be happy about that, putting Alabama and Auburn. I mean, keep in mind, guys, Alabama and Auburn, they recruit against Georgia and Florida all the time because down in the Florida Panhandle and, of course, South Georgia and stuff like that in Atlanta. So there's always the recruiting aspect of it. That makes perfect sense from a geographic standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Missouri should have never been put in the East anyway. That was ridiculous. So this would be a way for them to right the wrong. The problem is that the pod system or even the divisional mindset that we've had since 1992, that's going to be out the window because there has been absolutely no traction whatsoever to even do the pod system, because I would think that the pod system would allow you to correct some of those wrongs, Tommy, as you just mentioned. But unfortunately, what they're wanting to do in every conference now is just to throw all members. You got your standings. You're going to get your two best teams, and hopefully you can rotate that schedule enough to where it's a competitive balance. So whoever gets to Atlanta, it's going to be your best opportunity to get to the college football playoff.
Yeah, and I think Ty and I agree solely on this point. I want what's best for me and my season ticket book. And if I have to live in a world where
absolutely,
if I live in a world where OU and Texas aren't on the schedule every year, and one of those teams coming to my house, I'm not for that. We want to play A&M every year somewhere, and hopefully home and home again. LSU's been a long stay. Those are the games that I don't want to see come around every 4 years. But if OU and Texas, border rivals for Arkansas, aren't on your schedule every year, what are we doing here?
No, you're absolutely right, because part of the reason and the attraction of why you're bringing Texas and Oklahoma in the league is because of some of these great rivalries that they used to have. Obviously, with Oklahoma, used to be in the old Big 8 conference and then the Big 12 conference, and those schools in the Southwest Conference as well with Arkansas. So this is a time to try to reestablish those long-standing rivalries. And it's a great football game. I mean, look at the competition level between Arkansas and Texas A&M over the course of the last 7 to 8 years. Granted, both sides, when they go into the game, might not have the record that the fan base wants, but it's always a very entertaining and competitive game. Then you throw Oklahoma and Texas into the mix. It's just great for college football, and it's going to be great for the conference. So hopefully cooler heads will prevail. In the SEC office, they have gone through so many different models in regards to what kind of scheduling they want. But as of right now, the problem is, like I said before, it's the college football playoff expansion. How many teams are going to be in it, how the SEC is going to look from there before they can go ahead and commit to that ninth game.
Pat Smith with us here on the Morning Rush, WJOX in Birmingham. Pat, I think one of the things that a lot of our audience wants to know about Week 5 of the college football season is, does Arkansas have enough this year to finally dethrone Alabama, something they have not done since Nick Saban arrived? You listen to callers and fans every single day. Bama's got 5 tough road games this year. 4 tough road games. Sorry, Texas, Ole Miss, we're not going to count Texas, Arkansas, Tennessee, and LSU. Of those games, what's the feel from the fans that you feel like they're most worried about with Bama's road schedule?
Honestly, none of them. Zero.
Fully
expect
that
no
answer.
offense.
Yeah.
No offense to any of those teams, because I do think that this is going to be a very, very tough SEC year for everybody. I think the talent level is going to be spread so evenly, and seeing what Pittman has done there in Arkansas, having Jefferson back. Let me tell you something. You got a transfer wide receiver from Oklahoma. I saw him in high school, and it's really funny because I do play-by-play for a local suburban high school here in Birmingham, and Malachi Moore, who is one of the DBs at Alabama, who was on the All-SEC defensive freshman team just a couple of years ago, he was the cornerback of the high school that I was broadcasting, and Hazelwood's team from Cedar Grove, Georgia, came over, and those two guys went up against each other every single play because they were just throwing the football all around the place. And let me tell you something. He was by far the best wide receiver in that recruiting class. And I know that he got injured there at Oklahoma. Things didn't work out. But I'm telling you, I know it's not Burks, but, having him come in, and if he's healthy, he's going to be somebody, because you remember last year against Alabama, had their secondary just had fits that day against Arkansas. So I think Arkansas having established quarterback coming back, I do have my questions on the defensive side for Arkansas, which I'm sure you guys talk about on a pretty regular basis. But in regards to who might give Alabama a battle in the West, I think it's going to come down to that October 8th game there in Tuscaloosa because, listen, we're already counting it down. We're 121 days away from Jimbo Fisher coming to Tuscaloosa. That is going to be a must-have ticket. It's gonna rival some of those Les Miles and Ed Orgeron games of the century there at Bryant-Denny Stadium. So if Alabama if they keep Bryce Young upright, because after him on the quarterback depth chart, kind of a question mark. They've got dudes, but they just don't have any experience. If you keep him upright, the kind of defensive pressure that Will Anderson Jr. and Dallas Turner is going to put on any type of opposition, it's just going to be very difficult to score a lot of points against Alabama. I'm not calling them like Georgia's defense last year, but they're going to be even better than what they were last year. So as long as Bryce Young stays healthy and some of the transfer portal guys that Bama's had, there is no reason why Bama should not be undefeated heading to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Well, Pat, to that point, Arkansas fans want to thank Dallas Turner because if he hadn't stepped up for the injury of Drew Sanders would not be transferring to Arkansas, and they would not have him on his roster. I want to go to another game, and that's the Auburn game. And since those are the two teams you primarily cover, Pat, Auburn to me just looks like an absolute bleep show heading into this season. I'm surprised Harsin kept his job. You'd know better than I. And Arkansas hadn't won there since, I think, 2012 in Jordan-Hare Stadium. What are the chances you're giving the Razorbacks to finally win for the first time in over a decade in Auburn, Alabama?
Well, listen, I point out on our show anytime that it comes up that Arkansas did win at Auburn a couple years ago. They got screwed. I mean, let's just be honest. The refs were unkind to the Hogs that day.
You just gained a lot of fans. You got to gain a lot of fans, Pat, with that comment.
Well, I'm just telling. Listen, Auburn has benefited. I mean, think about the call at Ole Miss a couple years ago on a so-called the ball did not touch the punters, the receiving on the punting team's hands there at Vaught-Hemingway, and that could have been an easy Ole Miss victory against Auburn. Of course, that game against Arkansas I just referenced. You know, as long as I've been covering Auburn football, Auburn is just being Auburn. And what I mean by that is because they can't get out of their way sometimes. And I'm talking about, you got the boosters always looking for a coup d'etat and taking this over and doing this and doing that. And finally, they stood up to those guys. And that's why Brian Harsin is still the head football coach. Harsin came in obviously a difficult situation with Malzahn leaving in December. That recruiting class that first year was not very good because Harsin came in late. He just has not developed the relationship with the high school coaches across the state, kind of had a turnover early in the season on his coaching staff. But since what happened in February and March of this year, Harsin's really done a nice job in which he's embracing the Auburn family. He went to a bunch more basketball games. You really rarely saw him the year before doing a lot of stuff outside of the football office building. Him and Bruce Pearl, pretty good relationship. He's been at baseball games. He was at Talladega. He was the grand marshal there, played at a celebrity golf tournament here in Birmingham. He's doing things to try to get himself back up there to ingrain himself amongst the Auburn people. Now, we all know, guys, if you go 500 and, you're 6th or 7th in the SEC West while you got Alabama doing what they're doing on the western side of the state, that's a problem for anybody. And I had a guy on the show yesterday that said that Auburn will go 7-5, but Brian Harsin will be fired. I mean, that's the kind of undercurrent you have in this state where, I mean, it might not be fair, but you're always going to be compared to what's going on in Tuscaloosa. And especially when it's your biggest rival, I mean, you got to win more than 7 games. And that's what he's looking at this year. Their quarterback situation's up in the air. Zach Calzada coming in as a transfer, TJ Finley, who filled in for Bo Nix last year. And, of course, Bo Nix is now at Oregon. So, that's going to be the competition going into the fall. They don't have a lot of, experience at the wideout position. They got some dudes coming back on defense. So it is really going to be an interesting set of things to look at when it comes to Auburn this upcoming year. And, listen, if he does go 7-5 or 6-6 again, you really could hear those drums beating a lot louder for his future and perhaps a change down the plane.
Pat, we'll leave it there. Appreciate your time. Do me a favor at SEC Media Days. Vote Arkansas 5th so they can have a lot of motivation. We need the entire SEC media to vote them 5th in the West so they can be ticked off like they were last year.
Well, let me tell you this, because I heard some of y'all's comments yesterday. You said you'd love to get on the plane and see that as motivation for Arkansas. And if I do vote the way I feel, not because I'm on an Arkansas radio show, but it just in my conscience, I cannot vote them 5th in the SEC West. They're going to be much better than that. I think that Sam Pittman, I'm telling you, I would want my kid to play for Sam Pittman every single day of the week and twice on Sunday, because he is that good, and he's just a good football coach. You got a good one up there.
Pat, good stuff there, and hope we can talk. Hope Ty and I can talk to you again before football season rolls around.
Absolutely, guys. Anytime. Y'all have a good day.
All right, Pat Smith, WJOX. That's a great conversation, Ty, and some really good stuff there from behind the scenes at SEC Media Days.
Yeah, he had it, man. So appreciate Pat joining us this morning.
All right, invest in your family this summer with Burton Pools and Spas. The annual Doughboy Pools Super Sales event's going on right now. Get up to $2,000 off on Doughboy semi-in-ground pools, up to $1,200 off on Doughboy above-ground pools, and you get 4 free passes to Parrot Island Water Park that you can enjoy while your pool is being installed. Hurry, this sale won't last long. It's at Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith, where you can get your feet wet without getting in over your head.
All right, let's get into some headlines real quick. Braden Webb, Tommy, made the academic All-American list. You and I were on that list in college, correct?
Absolutely.
He's third-teamer.
Yeah.
4.0 GPA. What is a degree in operations management? What does that mean? Help me out with
Operations
that.
management would probably be something leaning a little more like manufacturing, I would think, and maybe I would have to ask actually, but in my day that would have been a little more of a manufacturing degree.
I got you.
I don't know what it means now, though.
Other headline this morning, to be honest with yourself, Laura's not listening at 6:51.
No.
Have you ever left little Taylor, little Abigail, little Dylan in the car when you were going to the grocery store or bank without thinking about it?
Nope, never.
Okay.
I was so conscious of that when they were little and in car seats and small because I read these heartbreaking stories every summer of that happening, and it didn't matter if I was going in to just get a stick of gum at a convenience store. I would never do that.
They're coming with me. Well, this Arizona man, this kind of reminds me back when we were in elementary school. He's cooking burgers, pizza, and cake in his 200-degree car. Did you ever do that egg frying experiment where you had to build a model and use the sun and like a magnifying glass to cook the egg? I remember doing that in elementary school. Now, I failed. It got hot, but it didn't get hot enough. Did you do that when you were in elementary school?
You take the magnifying glass, you could set paper on fire in the summer with it, or you could burn ants up with it. I guess I can just watch TikTok now and see all these things, right?
Yeah, you got to do it though. You got to get out and do it.
I've never fried an egg. Now I've seen some people, and I've never done this. They also set a cookie sheet with like slice and bake cookies on their dash and close it up, and it'll bake them right up too.
Man.
And your car would smell better.
Yeah. Speaking of cars, apparently now this is one of the worst live-action movies I've ever seen. The Scooby-Doo live-action movie, Tommy. One of the actors, Matthew Lillard, he's renting out the Mystery Machine on Airbnb. If you watch Scooby-Doo growing up anytime.
Oh, I love
or with your
Scooby-Doo.
kid.
I mean, that was like a go-to cartoon. That and then Saturday Morning with Wile E. Coyote. But I would say Scooby-Doo was the number one cartoon I watched when I was a kid. That thing is, I mean, I guess it's still going. I don't watch cartoons anymore, but Scooby-Doo's been a brand and been around for 50 years or more.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, love Scooby-Doo. So
we'll talk more Arkansas baseball coming up. By the way, if you somehow, some way want to go to Chapel Hill late, you're more than welcome to do so. Tickets go on sale some more at 11 o'clock this morning at the NCAA tournament website. We'll tell you a little more about that coming up when we get into hour number 2 of the Recruiting Thursday edition of the Morning Rush.
Day 209 on the island. There is still no rescue in sight. I long for the simple comforts of home. The leather seats, the spacious interior, the 12.3-inch touchscreen display, and of course, the panoramic moonroof. If I could only gaze through it one more time.
Jerry!
What?
Stop talking about your Highlander and help me with the raft.
Frank seems more agitated than normal lately. Could it possibly be because he too misses my Toyota Highlander?
No, Jerry, it's not because I miss your Highlander. And stop acting like I can't hear you.
Yes, that must be it. Comparing his sad raft to my sleek-looking Highlander has finally broken him.
Just stop.
Experience the unforgettable 2022 Toyota Highlander for yourself. Visit your local dealer or go to toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. See packages and options at toyota.com for feature availability.
Wheels RV wants you to seek out all the natural state has to offer this year. Explore Arkansas in a new RV from Grand Design, Forest River, KZ, Heartland, Keystone, or Alliance. All the best brands at the best prices. Enjoy peace of mind with our lifetime warranty on every new RV and a mobile service shuttle to keep you camping. So come on in and discover why Wheels was voted the best RV dealership in Northwest Arkansas. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Racing fans, it's time for the final leg of horse racing's Triple Crown. Where are you going to bet? BUSR, of course. You name it, they've got it. Place your wager on the Belmont Stakes today and lock in fantastic odds. Besides horses, you can bet on sports and play over 300 casino games at BUSR. Sign up today and get up to $1,000 on your first deposit by going to BUSR.com/Morning Rush. That's BUSR.com/Morning Rush. Bet with confidence. Bet with BUSR.
Save thousands during the storm damage sale at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Over 350 new and pre-owned vehicles were damaged during the recent storm, and now over $1 million in discounts will be passed on to Harry Robinson's customers. Some of the damage is really minor, but the savings are severe. Plus, there are still lots of vehicles that were not damaged in stock. Save thousands on your next vehicle during the storm damage sale at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Are you looking for a career that is in demand and will provide you and your family the living you all deserve? Are you willing to put in the time to learn that profession? If the answer is yes, you need to contact United Welding Institute today. Welders are in demand in-state and across the country for many different types of welding. United Welding Institute has recently placed students from the River Valley with very high-paying employers, and they want to do the same for you. Call today and make an appointment for your future. 479-968-3390. That's 479-968-3390 for United Welding Institute in Pottsville, and tell them you heard it on ESPN Arkansas.
Summer is here. Art's Barbecue and Burgers has everything you need for your next picnic, trip to the lake, and outdoor fun this summer. Smoked ham and turkey are perfect for sandwiches at your picnic. Take Art's brisket, ribs, and pulled pork to your next lake trip. And every Saturday at Art's, every thick and juicy burger is $1 off. Art's Barbecue and Burgers, the best barbecue and burgers in town. Rogers Avenue next to Buddy's in Fort Smith, or call ahead at 452-2550 at Art's Barbecue and Burgers.
When was the last time you looked forward to seeing the dentist? Well, if it's been a while, or if you haven't had the best of experiences with dentistry, meet Marcy Van Ash McKinney Family Dentistry. Give her a call at 494-7600. They'll take care of it all. Crowns, bonding, dentures, bleaching, and cosmetic dentistry. Marcy Van Ash McKinney Family Dentistry at 807 South 21st. Call for an appointment today. 494-7600. That's 494-7600.
In today's world, slow internet equals a bad day. If you're in a rural area, you've experienced this way too often. Online meetings, schoolwork, enjoying family movie night, it's downright impossible. The solution? Fast fiber internet from Wave Rural Connect. Service is available near Uniontown, Van Buren, Pecola, Cass, Ozone, Altus, and many other areas. Check to see if it's available for you at waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-4WAVE-RC. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Before you buy that next car or truck, stop by Broadway Motors in Van Buren. The best of the best for 2 straight years. Michael and his team offer the best prices on the best quality pre-owned vehicles in the River Valley. They invite you to stop by and check it out for yourself. Or if you prefer to check out their inventory online or even do your financing online. Michael has built his reputation as a husband, father, and owner-operator since 2006. Broadway Motors, 806 Broadway in Van Buren, or online at BroadwayMotorsAR.com.
For a dependable, fuel-efficient tractor from a company committed to the future, choose a Branson tractor. Each of our tractors is backed by a 6-year limited warranty with models available ranging in horsepower from 22 to 58. You are sure to find the tractor that is right for you. Make sure you call or stop in today at the new location for Bush Tractor at 6100 South 0 Street in Fort Smith. Again, that is 6100 South 0 Street in Fort Smith. Or you can check them out online at bushtractor.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, plenty of sunshine today. Just a slim chance of a shower or thunderstorm across the south, highs in the low to mid 80s. Chance of showers and thunderstorms capable of producing heavy rain tonight. Overnight lows, low 60s north, upper 60s south. More wet and stormy weather Friday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Come Get You Some, Arkansas's premier off-road superstore. Call 782-MUD today. You're listening to The Morning Rush, live from the Busch Light Studios on ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris Fort Smith. This hour of The Morning Rush is brought to you by Bud Light, brewed with the best barley, rice, water, and hops to be America's favorite light beer. Bud Light. Please drink responsibly.
How do you like yours, Clark?
Oh, medium rare, a little pink inside.
No, you're fine. Light or dark?
Oh, either way, it doesn't matter. Vicky, can I help you with that Kool-Aid? Please?
I don't know why they call this stuff hamburger helper. It does just fine by itself, huh? I like it better than tuna helper myself. Don't you, Clark?
You're the gourmet around here, Ed.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
People who really want to have a good time won't come to a slaughterhouse. And we've got entirely too many troublemakers here.
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
I don't like you because you're dangerous. That's right. I am dangerous.
Streaming live from
Hit that line.
.com.
I hit the 7-iron like John Davis. It's the 3.
This is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson.
You just gotta keep living, man.
And Tommy Kraft.
We follow orders or people die. Are we clear?
The Morning Rush starts right now.
The cards on the table as we get into hour number 2. I've still not watched Vacation, but I thought it would be somewhat of a peace offering to put that on the top of our open this morning as we are on the road to hopefully Omaha next week. I'm going to make a pit stop in Chapel Hill first and see if this Arkansas Razorbacks team has the stones to do it once again like they did in Stillwater. I wouldn't count them out the way this team's playing right now. And you're more than welcome to jump in 877-377-6963. Heck, if you want to go to the games this weekend, there's still tickets on sale. We'll tell you about that coming up.
And that tells you a lot about North Carolina. We'll talk about that in a second. We're brought to you by WT Equipment. 8 locations across Arkansas and North Louisiana that are open, and now the new location in Springdale is there for you on the east side of I-49 between the Don Tyson and the Johnson exits. Get off at the Don Tyson exit, turn right there at Casey's, and you'll be on 48th Street. You'll run right into their main entrance there on your right. That's the place to get New Holland agricultural and construction equipment. They take care of the sales, the service, the parts, so they're there for you before, during, and after the sale. And, hey, whether you're needing to finish up planting, and man, has it been wet for that, or you're getting ready for harvest, or you're putting up hay later this summer, WT Equipment is your source. If you're in the market right now for a compact track loader or an excavator, stop by WT Equipment at any of their 8 locations. They carry a large selection of new and pre-owned inventory. So when you're ready to invest in a new tractor or other agricultural equipment, stop by WT Equipment. Find them online at WTEquip.com.
So if you're a Morning Rush listener, the name Robbie in San Diego or Robbie in North Carolina, Robbie in South Florida, Robbie in Virginia sounds familiar. Robbie is in the military. He's been stationed in a couple different locations. He is currently in Virginia. We had a conversation yesterday as I'm on my way up there, and he's heading down. He's really excited, and he was actually kind enough. He bought tickets through the Razorback Foundation and also helped out another Morning Rush listener, so they're going to sit together, Taylor and Robbie. I know some of you may have had your tickets request denied. I saw a few of those yesterday on social media that the emails came back from the Razorback Foundation. But, Tommy, today at 11 o'clock on the NCAA website, tickets will go on sale once again. And, man, they're pretty dirt cheap. I was surprised. $30 for 2 games, games 1 and 2. You said the NCAA kind of sets that market, but I mean that's worth it to me, man.
I'm pretty sure if you looked across all of the super regionals, the ticket price would be the same, and that's what it would have been had you played in Fayetteville, because that's pretty close to what I remember paying last year, and kind of what it's been is $15 a game. So I mean, you stop and compare $15 a game to season tickets, and that's probably quite a bit more by the ticket per game, in a regular season game, but. I think people are glad to pay that for a postseason game or the consequences of winning or losing are so great, it seems like a bargain. But from what I'm hearing and what you're telling me, North Carolina's in a much smaller venue can't even sell all they've got with what 5,000 seats available.
Correct. Yeah, and Robbie and I were joking about this yesterday. He's spending more money on gas, as I am, than the tickets themselves. So look, I got a credential got hooked up. But Tommy, gas was $4.39 in Memphis. Took me $61 to fill up. Is that cheap? Am I going to run into more expensive hubs on this road trip?
Oh, I would think so. I mean, I saw $4.59. I paid $4.49 yesterday in Springdale. So, I mean, I think $4.39 is probably a bargain. But in today, whoever thought you'd say a bargain at $4.39 a gallon for gas? But no, I mean that's not on the high side. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's not. It's not something that a lot of people maybe. And you brought this up earlier this week. Some people might have considered going to Chapel Hill, but because of plane ticket prices, gas gets used in those planes, and then gas itself, that might have prevented the Hog fan that was planning on going just because of how expensive things are right now.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are like me. You're pretty hopeful of a trip to Omaha. Well, I've only got so much money in the budget. Right now I got no money in the budget because everything's so expensive.
Yeah.
If I'm going to do one or the other, if I'm going to lean on the American Express a little bit this month, I'm going to do it to go to Omaha. And I can just tell you, you got to win too, obviously, to even have this conversation. But Omaha's not cheap either, even despite gas. Forget gas, just hotel rooms and all of those things. Those first few days in Omaha are pricey. So, and that's generally the way it always works up there for the first 4 or 5 days. So, if you've got experience with that, you know what I'm talking about. And if you're trying to choose where you're going to spend your money, you're probably going to save that money for a potential trip to Omaha, the College World Series, and to eat a steak at the Drover. So.
And I remember the conversation that we had in the NCAA tournament last year with basketball, that with the team going all the way out to Buffalo, I'll wait till the next game. And then it was San Francisco, I'll try and wait to New Orleans, which they almost got there. We saw them get all the way to Elite Eight and fall to Duke and Coach K. But that is some people have to consider. And I think with baseball, Tommy, you can almost do that considering they've been to Omaha so many times under Dave Van Horn. It might pay off to take that chance and save your money. Now, we'll see if it does after this weekend, because this team, as you brought up earlier, is just so consistent when it comes to getting to the best part of postseason college baseball.
Yeah, and I think there will be a good showing there. I mean, Arkansas has alumni all over the place, but I think there are people that are doing just like you, probably getting in the car sometime today and making the trip, getting in there with 2, 3, 4 buddies and heading that way. So I think if you can secure tickets, and it sounds to me like from what you're saying, they're available. Last-minute plane deals and plane rides are never cheap. So and it's a beautiful drive. It's a long drive, but the Smoky Mountains are incredibly beautiful. So I think that the trip you're going to have from Nashville into Chapel Hill today, you should really enjoy the scenery.
I called some people within North Carolina and Duke yesterday, hoping to hear from them at some point today about touring the D-Dome and touring Cameron Indoor, which I thought that was a good recommendation on your part yesterday. I'm hoping to see that, get a chance to see Neyland coming up in just a few more hours, which I'm excited about. I really enjoy exploring towns that I haven't been before, and even though it was 15 hours, that just seemed like something that would be a lot of fun. I think Arkansas, and what you kept hearing, even though the guy was the host for the Longhorn Network, he did repeatedly say how loud Arkansas fans were. So, Tommy, even if there's only like 100, 200 Arkansas fans, which I think they'll more than that, I think their presence will be felt in Chapel Hill this weekend like it always is in any postseason event.
I tend to agree with you. Ties on the Road headed to Chapel Hill is brought to you by Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort, by Crane Kia of Fayetteville, and by North Arkansas Regional Medical Center in Harrison, bringing better to you. Ty, we're going to be around all weekend, pregame and postgame shows before and after the baseball broadcast this weekend. You and I will be on Saturday. You and Drew on Sunday. We'll be at it early on Saturday at 9 a.m., getting everybody ready for Phil and Bubba at 9:30.
Yeah, we're excited about it. It's going to be a good time all weekend.
Yeah, full weekend of coverage coming up. So we got you covered from every angle this weekend in Chapel Hill. If you're looking for a place to watch the games and also get a great deal, that's going to be at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Two good deals on Saturday. First of all, Saturdays is always dollar tacos. So beef or chicken tacos are always on special. And then during the game, you can go there and watch it on TV, and they'll have half-price apps and taps. So it's all at Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street across from Harps. And that'll be a great place to be Saturday for the game with the dollar tacos and the half-price apps and taps. And they'll be there through the end of the season with all the games on TV. That's Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street across from Harps.
When we come back, Tom Murphy's going to join us. We haven't talked a lot of basketball lately, but there was a clip that was put out. I want to just kind of bring you in a little bit to the fold of what this Arkansas basketball team has in store.
Phil Elson and Ty Richardson are live in North Carolina at the Chapel Hill Super Regional. ESPN Arkansas and HitThatLine.com's exclusive coverage on the road to Omaha is brought to you by Crane Kia of Fayetteville. Find your next gas saver during our MPG days. Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort. More excitement, more winning at Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort. And by North Arkansas Regional Medical Center, bringing better to you.
Standard Materials Group has immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction and want to be home every night, want to work with a company that offers great pay, benefits, and a great team environment with growth opportunities, apply today at jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
At Clay Maxey Auto Group, making the relationship has been what we've always been about. Can't control the market, but we can control who we are and how we act every day. And we're just going to be really good at being us. It's always been more than just selling cars or servicing them. It's a people business. We're here to take care of the customer. To me, it's important that it's about the relationship, not the transaction. Come visit us today at Clay Maxey Auto Group.
Hardworking simplicity and serious durability. That's the winning combination you get when you pair a rugged Workmaster utility tractor with a Dura-Disc heavy-duty disc mower, both from New Holland and Williams Tractor, now WT Equipment in Springdale. You'll maximize the tonnage of your hayfields by slicing a clean, close swath, up to 10 foot 4 inches wide, all while operating in confidence and comfort with a Workmaster tractor with high visibility all-weather cab. Stop by WT Equipment in Springdale today to learn about this unstoppable New Holland team.
June is a great month to buy furniture, and at Brankroll Furniture, we have the deals. Our furniture is marked down to unbelievable prices, and we have it in stock.
The company you can trust when it comes to building quality fencing and gates is looking for quality people to join the Fenceman team. If you are a fence builder or have building or welding experience, apply in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fenceman offers great pay and a $500 sign-on bonus. Join the top fence building team and get a $500 sign-on bonus. The Fenceman. Apply today in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fenceman is an equal opportunity employer.
Now that's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
This song was mistakenly thought to be about animal rights or shock therapy, but Shock the Monkey is really about jealousy. If we're just highly evolved primates, then why does adultery make us so irate? Natural selection would never make you hate someone who would seminate. It's because a supernatural God wired monogamy into our DNA. If you think this issue is benign, you'll be shocked to see Proverbs 6:29. I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Read about it.
Dent Source, the leader in auto hail repair for over 20 years. Our certified technicians service all vehicles and offer a lifetime warranty. Dent Source will keep you on the road with a courtesy vehicle and offer free pickup and delivery. Dent Source, now open in Fort Smith.
opportunities. That is what you get at Patriot Transport, based in Centerville, Arkansas, with locations at Russellville and Van Buren, with regional OTR and local opportunities for qualified CDL drivers. Make up to $95,000 annually and be a part of a team that embraces the concept of family. Patriot Transport wants you to be successful on the road and at home, working with every driver to ensure they get the miles they want and the family time at home they strive for. Patriot Transport, more than trucking, it's family. Visit patriottransport.com to apply.
Doe's Eat Place, serving award-winning steaks, has now added lobster tail and salmon to the menu. You can also enjoy delicious appetizers along with your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Doe's Eat Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended. Call 784-9111. That's 784-9111. Doe's Eat Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
Keep bugs from feasting on your lawn with Ortho Bug Clear Lawn Insect Killer from Metters Lumber True Value. Choose 10-pound granules, 32-ounce ready to spray, or concentrate formulas for just $6.99 after a $3 instant rebate for True Value Rewards members. This formula stops bugs within minutes and provides long-lasting control. It's effective on a variety of bugs and insects, and it's odor-free. Pick up these bargains of the month while supplies last at Metters Lumber True Value. Certain exclusions apply. See store for details.
If you farm, you have enough to worry about without worrying about how much more you're going to owe once your current variable or balloon interest rate increases. Interest rates are on the rise. This is the time to check out Farm Credit's long-term fixed rate options. Farm Credit offers the longest terms in the ag industry. Long-term fixed rates mean there's no surprises and your payments remain the same for the life of your loan. That's peace of mind in this changing interest rate climate. Find a Farm Credit office near you at myaglender.com. Set your operation up for success and rest easy. Equal housing lender.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
If I'm up and gone to Carolina in my mind, in my mind I'm gone to Carolina.
Good morning to the Morning Rush, everybody.
The set by Bogus with a long look. Now the pitch. Stovall swings and grounds a base hit to right field. Battles around third. He's on his way home, and the throw not in time. 4-0.
Did you miss a segment or interview during the show? Find it in the Bud Light Next Morning Rush podcast. Just search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts.
All right, I just got an email when Arkansas will be practicing tomorrow. It is from 2:45 to 4:15 Eastern, so 1:45 to 3:15 is when the Hogs will take the field. I think it's Bryson Field at Boshemer Stadium. We'll talk some Arkansas basketball coming up. We'll talk some football and baseball with Tom Murphy as well. And there's also a clip I want to play from the Pat McAfee show that I think some of you will find pretty funny this morning, Tommy.
Hey, whether it's the Super Regionals this weekend, the College World Series, what's left of the NBA Finals, or Major League Baseball, or preseason college football lines, you can find all of the action at busr.com/Morning Rush, where you get a 100% deposit bonus when you sign up. Everything's there inside their sports book, their race book, their live casino. So if you like to play cards, whether it's blackjack or poker, they've got all of that for you there as well. And as a Morning Rush listener, you get a 100% deposit bonus. All of your bets are safe, they're fun, and they are secure. So you put in $100 to start, they match $100. You put in $500, you'll then have $1,000. It's busr.com/Morning Rush. busr.com/Morning Rush. Bet with confidence. Bet with BUSR.
When people say it pays to listen to the Morning Rush,
There you
that's
go.
what they mean.
Mm-hmm.
This opportunity. All right, Tommy. Basketball is a while away, but we got a little glimpse of this team a little bit now. Everyone loves listening to Eric Musselman and his energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, even on June the 8th or June the 6th, whenever this clip was taken, he still got it.
June 6th at approximately 2:06. Coach talked to us about what? We play, man. They put 40 minutes up there. We play. We don't stop. It's not a mercy rule. We play till the end. We keep playing. We keep balling.
Tommy, we're a while out from Arkansas basketball, but he wants to step on someone's throat on June the 6th.
I have been noticing his Twitter activity has changed and been a little more active the last couple of weeks, and inspirational or motivational type quotes and some things like that. He's kind of changed gears a little bit, and we've noticed this in the offseason. I think a lot of these are messages to his teams or to his team, and then also to recruits out there. So I think all of these tweets he's had the last week or so, you can go through his timeline, but I've noticed them just like you have all had a purpose and had a message and kind of define, what makes him tick maybe a little bit inside as well.
Still waiting on our practice invite. Hopefully we will get it in the mail at some point or via email or via text.
It'd be probably more electronic, knowing the way he likes to do. But it might be a direct message, a DM, knowing his Twitter activity.
It must. If you want to slide in my DMs, feel free to do so. I'm not going to be.
He's probably
taken
never
aback by
considered that before.
No. So he was direct with Danielle. Danielle and Eric were kind enough to share the story of how they first met, and he was direct. So maybe he would just come up to us at some points, but like, y'all can come see practice. You know what, Eric?
Once.
If you want to do that, then we'll never get allowed back in the Eddie Sutton practice facility ever again. Yeah. Let's go to the phone lines before we get to Tom. Let's go down to Central Arkansas and Hot Springs and welcome in Cindy. Cindy, you've got some thoughts on Arkansas baseball this morning.
Yes, I do. Good morning, all. I'm still in my mind going over everything that happened in our games, but I'm just wondering if there was not room for Big Bob Moore on the all-regional team, or he just didn't play well enough, because I thought he finally came back to himself. Y'all's thoughts?
Cindy, I got to go back to his batting average in that series. He didn't. It's been odd to see him struggle from a hitting standpoint, not fielding. I mean, dude is nails in the infield. But, Tommy, his hitting has been peculiar because it's just not what the expectation he has for himself or we as fans have for him.
And when he had one game with 2 home runs, I think Cindy brings up a good point. Arkansas, 5 on the regional team? Is that right? So I think you run out of room at some point, Cindy, but it's a great question, and certainly he's picked up his play, particularly at the plate. And, Cindy, I think you asked a good question there.
Okay, good. Well, I just wondered about it because he struggled almost this whole year compared to last year. But thanks for your comment.
Yeah, and you couldn't have – thanks for the call, Cindy. You couldn't have any all-region team without Michael Turner, without Caden Wallace, and really almost those guys could share. And I understand why Michael Turner won it, and he deserved it, and it should be. So don't mishear me. But Caden Wallace had just as good a performance in the regional as well, and not only in the field. And I still remember on that squeeze bunt and he throws the throw back to second, what a huge play that was, and in that final game. And then, just some huge plays there, but great at the plate. Both of those guys were huge. I guess there's probably a unwritten formula that the regional winner gets 5 slots or whatever it is, and then you just kind of move through it. I know a lot of conferences kind of have a setup like that, Ty, where the champion gets so many spots, and then you kind of go down the order there. That makes sense too.
Well, if I had to guess, and I don't have it in front of me, I think if I remember correctly, Rock Riggio plays second base, and my guess is he got that.
That's a good point too.
And
he does play second base. Yeah.
Yes. So does Bob. So that Cindy, to your point, again, I don't have it in front of me. It's not popping up on my email, but I'm pretty sure Riggio was the guy that they.
No question about that. I mean, you could not have an all-region team without him on it either, Ty.
Even know that I think everyone listening right now would still rather have Robert Moore, because there's a couple times, and I talked to several Morning Rush listeners about this, as potent as Riggio was behind the plate, except when Hagen Smith just struck his you-know-what out with bases loaded in the bottom of the 8th. He wasn't that great of a fielder. He airmailed a couple what could have been double play balls / what looked to be just infield plays that I was kind of surprised at. So his strength is hitting. I think he's going to have to work on his infield his fielding in the years to come at Oklahoma State. Tom.
Yeah, him and was it Marcus Brown was their shortstop. Their middle infield was nowhere near the level with the glove that you see with Battles and with Robert Moore. So that's a good point. But they were not going to have an all-region team without Rock Riggio, and he plays the same spot as Robert Moore. That's probably the better explanation we should have gotten to first rather than second with you, Cindy. So great call. Appreciate hearing from you in Hot Springs.
Tell you what else is going to be a good call. That's our guy Tom Murphy, who now joins us here on the Morning Rush. Tom, one of the questions that Sam Pittman was asked about earlier this week was Torian Carter, and Tommy and I both agree it was kind of a non-answer that he gave. He said if there's anyone that can be ready at some point this season, it's him. He's working his tail off, paraphrasing to a certain extent. But should Arkansas fans just go in at this point consider that Torian Carter's probably not going to have a huge impact on this upcoming season?
Yeah, good morning, guys. And that's a shame, too. Carter, by the way, a good kid, well-spoken kid, obviously high school teammate with Jalen Catalon, was I was going to, at the end, this is a week away from the end of spring, and I was thinking, I'm going to name this guy the defensive player of spring drills. So, yeah, I think that's a pretty good mindset to take into. Anything that you get from Carter this season is going to be gravy. Obviously, a knee injury, and I don't know if anyone has specified what exactly type of knee injury it is. So,
yeah.
The fact that he said we're hopeful he can play this year, I mean, if it's an ACL, the timeline doesn't fit very well. So who knows? I just hope that they can stay healthy at that position, because it's basically the thinnest position, D tackle, on the field, and it probably leads to the fact that they're going to have to play more three-man fronts. Even though teams like Georgia, they took advantage of that. Yeah. And I don't know how many other teams were able to do that like Georgia did, but hopefully, I just wish him the best. I think he's a good kid.
Sure makes Dorian Gerald's decision to come back a little more important now, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. And you don't look at Dorian Gerald and think of his body type as being able to play an inside technique, more of an end. But it just allows you. I mean, it allows Eric Gregory maybe to play some more inside, and certain other guys. But his return is, if they can get a healthy season out of Dorian, that would be a big benefit, just because of his veteran experience and all that. So hopefully that's the way it goes.
Sam went through some of the details on his contract. I'm sure you're working to see all the details. Just your thoughts on the way he explained things, and really his passion and willingness to sign the non-compete, and some of the other angles of this contract that are unique just to his arrangement with the University of Arkansas.
Yeah, I mean, they obviously are still paying Chad Morris, so I think from Hunter Yurichek's viewpoint, having a less upfront type, so there's some. It's called retention bonuses, but it's basically some deferred pay, and when you average it out, it's $6.2 million, which I think that's the range we talked about quite a bit, between somewhere between 5 and 7, and so on paper, it's $5 million, but all he's got to do is just be there, and coaching, and it will wind up to 6.2. So, I think it's good for both sides. Obviously, Arkansas knew that where Sam Pittman's heart was. He wanted to be here, and then when you have a tough negotiator like Jimmy Sexton, I thought the fact that the buyout language survived intact was also a good deal for the U of A. And then I think for Sam Pittman, being able to stay in the $6 million a year range was a big deal. So, hey, if they continue to have success, there'll probably be an addendum put on, and he'll make more money, because this is still maybe a little bit under market value. But what he's done to have a above 500 record 2 years into this is certainly phenomenal.
Tom Murphy with us here on the Morning Rush, Whole Hog Sports Arkansas Democrat Gazette. Tom, I was being asked by Morning Rush listeners, maybe he's trying to still have a little wiggle room for Barry Odom and Kendall Briles. We'll see if they can make it through a fourth year. I wonder, Sam seems to be saying all the right things right now from a fan base. Tommy was speaking to yesterday. Man, it's really nice to have a time in Arkansas football where the fans just love their head football coach. It's nice to be in that way again. What else can he do between now and the 86 days before they play Cincinnati to convince fans, hey, you need to buy season tickets this year?
Oh, well, that's a good poser. Let's see. Your quarterback's in place. Keep him healthy to the start of the season. That'd be a good deal. I don't know if you can. There's not a whole lot more roster acquisition to be done. You could add. The defensive line is what I'm going to keep coming back to. They got to get through camp in decent shape on the defensive line. And honestly, we saw things in spring that were like, wow, they're getting pressure. And, sometimes that was bringing linebackers. Drew Sanders, I think, is going to be a huge key to this team because of his versatility and his speed. When he tracked Malik Hornsby down on a keeper that was over the right edge, and he got to him, and it was like maybe a 1-yard gain or a 1-yard loss. That was one of the plays of the spring drills that his speed did that. So he's going to be a guy who can rush the passer. The teams are going to have to account for him in their blocking schemes, or leave a back to chip him, or just something, which takes personnel away from other things they could be doing. And then also, I think he can be a sideline-to-sideline pursuit guy. And here I am talking about specifics of the team other than what you asked me. But, just being positive about their direction, having some faith that the offensive line is going to be good. I mean, when you think of full strength with Wagner and Stromberg healthy, then they're a better unit. But that's got to be something that they show some gains to me during fall training. So
college football's – oh, sorry, Tom, go
no,
ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say college football's funny, right? You bring up Drew Sanders. We were talking with Pat Smith and WJOX earlier, who you might know through your Alabama connections. And, I mean, Dallas Turner, if he doesn't emerge for the Crimson Tide, Sanders is still in Tuscaloosa. He comes over to Arkansas, is going to be one of the key cogs. Tom, what have you thought about the guys? I mean, you think about – you've gotten guys from LSU, got a guy from Georgia and Brini. You've gotten Sanders from Alabama. What have you thought about Sam and his staff's ability to not just go get guys out of the portal, but go get guys from marquee SEC programs?
Well, it just speaks to the fact that the players, the word is out in the industry that this is a coaching staff who builds up players, who doesn't tear them down, who knows what they're doing, who instills confidence and belief, and the vibe, so to speak, in Fayetteville is a good vibe. Otherwise, you wouldn't be getting Breenys and McLaughlins and Drew Sanders guys. So it's almost like an NFL franchise that may not be on a coast or, like the Cowboys or something, but yet does a great job attracting free agents. It's because what the vibe in the locker room and the coaching staff is like. And to me, that speaks as strongly as the recruiting they're doing of freshman players, that veterans who go in the portal are willing to come here. And man, if they can get a decent season out of Sanders and Brini finds his way and McLaughlin winds up being a great cover guy, then I mean those are huge additions to your team because they already have some experience. So I think that's what it means to me that a guy like Sanders and Brini and so on, Landon Jackson all decide to come to Arkansas.
Tom, Ty's on his way to North Carolina right now. The Hogs are 2 wins away from being on their way to Omaha, taking on a North Carolina team that's 42-20 this year, but won 33 of those 42 victories in their home ballpark. What are some of the things that stand out to you with an early start on Saturday that are key to Arkansas advancing to Omaha this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, we keep saying length of starting pitching, and maybe it's not as huge as we make it out to be because they got 2 super short starts. Well, actually 3 in the regional. But, you want the depth of your pitching to show up. And we talked about this on Monday, that if Zach Morris or Zebulon Vermillion could give them 3 or 4 innings, I think they win, and that's exactly what happened. Zach Morris got the start. Who knows? I mean, he might be one of your starters in this series. And the versatility of their pitching is going to be a huge key. This is not going to be easy. This North Carolina team's hit a bunch of home runs. They've got a guy, Vance Honeycutt's a freshman All-American with 24 home runs, and another guy, Alberto Osuna, who's got 20. They've got 4 guys with 50-plus RBI. So in addition to those 2 guys I mentioned, Danny Soretti and Mac Horvath have 50 RBI. Yeah. So there's some depth to their lineup. Obviously, being at home is a big deal. So super challenge for Arkansas.
Last thing for me here, their 2 main pitchers, Max Carlson and Brandon Schaefer, both have 17 starts this year. Carlson has 72 and a third innings in that 17 starts. That's just over 4 innings a start for him. So there might be something there if Arkansas can get hot early in that game. He has not always went a deep distance for the Tar Heels.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was looking at that. He's kind of been in the average of 4 or 5 innings. He's had a couple of 1 2/3 type things, like, really like all the Arkansas pitchers have, particularly Smith and Wiggins. But yeah, there seems to be some depth to their bullpen. Carlson and Schaefer both have whips that are 1.38 and 1.39, so not great, but decent for college numbers. I just think it's going to be one of these who comes up with clutch hits late in the game. And right now, there's a certain karma. I think that, they rallied around the negativity that came out of Hoover and the fact that they were 6 out of 8. And congrats to Turner for his new endorsement and his new NIL deal. And, I just think that brings a locker room together. I mean, like, hey, man, we're taking some fire here, man. We're being strafed, and they rallied up. And, going into that last game, I was afraid it was going to be another 14-10 type shootout, and that Oklahoma State being at home would have the edge. But lo and behold, they get the good start out of Morris and the other pitchers who threw in that game, including Hagen Smith, wound up getting the deal done. So I don't know. They have a certain look about them right now, and I don't count them out of winning this regional.
Tom, we'll have to leave it there. We'll chat again Monday. It might be a deciding game 3, or maybe we'll have the outcome of the regional. We'll discuss it on Monday when you return.
Absolutely, y'all. Everybody have a fine weekend.
All right, Tom Murphy, Arkansas Democrat-Gazette, Whole Hog Sports with us every Monday and Thursday at this time on the Morning Rush. Are you tired of constant computer issues at your workplace and you don't really know what the problem is, whether it's in your router, hardware problem, software problem? You just need someone to call that can fix the IT problem. Well, that's where you call hashtag Managed IT Services at 479-802-4978. They take care of everything like cabling, firewall, routers, VPNs, cybersecurity, and a whole lot more to keep the viruses away, the hardware working, and make things run smooth in your office. Hey, nothing works if the computers aren't working. Call hashtag 479-802-4978. That's 802-4978. Hashtag technology without the headaches.
Now, I'm going to ask this of Drew and Tommy with Laura and Caroline. Apparently, Velveeta has launched a new cheese-scented nail polish. Is that something you would like your significant others to be wearing around you, or would that be a repugnant smell that you would scurry them off, say, don't be around me wearing these things?
Is Velveeta actually cheese?
I don't know.
You said it's a Velveeta branded nail polish? Velveeta is something. I'm not
it's
sure
that liquid.
I eat a bunch of it. It's flowing through my arteries. So
they say it's liquid gold.
They say so, but I would have to have a debate on whether or not it's actually cheese, since you buy it in the dry goods part of the store. But I don't think I would be up. The smell of Velveeta is no good to me unless it's in the crock pot or out of the microwave.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no on that. It'll get old real quick, and then I'm gonna be weird like Ty Richardson and not want to eat mac and cheese. And I don't want to be a weird. No, I don't.
Yeah. That's a new phobia out there that people don't need to be developing.
So, are you a no or are you a yes on that?
I'd have to smell it first and then make a decision after.
Because we know you're on the prowl this weekend in North Carolina. Hey, we're brought to you by Gaston's White River Resort. 870-431-5202 is the number to get a hold of the great folks at Gaston's. They got reservation specialists that will ask all the right questions about your fishing trip and what you want to do, and kids and grandkids, and make it fun for you. Speaking of kids and grandkids going, hey, I know if your kids or your grandkids or anything like the ones in my house, that attention span sometimes can be a little short. So, not fishing all day, not spending both the morning and the afternoon session out there might be perfect for some. Don't worry. They got a great pool that they've recently refurbished, and it looks great. And it's a great place for the kids to hang out on non-fishing time or non-fishing days at Gaston's. So there's a lot more to do for the entire family than just fishing at Gaston's. Load up for the family reunion or the family vacation. Gaston's White River Resort. A first-class time every time.
Phil Elson and Ty Richardson are live in North Carolina at the Chapel Hill Super Regional. ESPN Arkansas and HitThatLine.com's exclusive coverage on the road to Omaha is brought to you by Crane Kia of Fayetteville. Find your next gas saver during our MPG days. Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort. More excitement, more winning at Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort. And by North Arkansas Regional Medical Center, bringing better to you.
The Fence Man, the company you can trust when it comes to building quality fencing and gates, is looking for quality people to join the Fence Man team. If you are a fence builder or have building or welding experience, apply in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man offers great pay and a $500 sign-on bonus. Join the top fence building team and get a $500 sign-on bonus. The Fence Man. Apply today in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man is an equal opportunity employer.
Being helpful is what Arvest Bank is all about. And part of being helpful is listening to our customers, which is one of the reasons why Arvest Go, our mobile app, has a 5-star rating by our customers. You can easily pay friends, securely lock and unlock your cards, plus deposit checks, pay bills, and more. So download Arvest Go today. Arvest Bank, ready to help. Member FDIC.
Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer opens like every other seltzer, pours like every other seltzer, but it's not like every other seltzer. USDA certified organic, no added sugar, and low cal, so you've never seen another seltzer quite like it. And with new refreshing flavors like black cherry and watermelon strawberry, you've never tasted one like it either. Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, as real as it tastes. Enjoy responsibly, not a low-calorie food. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, IRC Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
You have a job, kids, and a million things to do in no time, and now your car needs to be serviced or fixed or tires? Jody'sAuto.com will make your life easier. Free shuttle service. Pickup delivery service free when you spend $75 and only $10 if less. Jody'sAuto.com will make your life easier and take better care of your vehicle at the same time. Hi, Kim Bircher. See, the thing is, Jody'sAuto.com does everything. Everyday oil change specials. Tires are price matched, including the warehouse clubs and all the best brands. Any services, brakes, alignments, all the way to engines, and any maintenance. You are trusting your vehicle to a local company in business for 37 years. Voted best of the best time and time again. Honesty and customer service is always our #1 goal. We will make your life much easier. Jody'sAuto.com. JODYS Auto.com.
Carco Auto Sales takes great pride in serving Fort Smith, the River Valley, and eastern Oklahoma for over 40 years, offering a variety of quality, late model, low mileage vehicles at unbeatable values. The friendly and knowledgeable staff can help you find the car you deserve, priced to fit your budget. Carco Auto Sales will purchase your vehicle as well. Come see the team at 2810 Midland Boulevard or give them a call at 783-1722. Check them out online at buyfromcarco.com. Carco Auto Sales, when you're ready.
I told you that front tire needed air.
I know, Dad.
Where's the tire iron? I told you, always keep a tire iron in a jack.
I know, Dad. I got it. Roadside assistance is included with my shelter insurance auto policy. It's one of the reasons you told me to get it, remember?
Maybe you do listen after all.
At Shelter, listening to you is what we do best.
Ask Shelter agent Phil Hicks about a free insurance review.
Hey, this is Chad Warner, product manager for Booyah Bait Company in Fort Smith, Arkansas. The hottest swim jig on the Arkansas River right now is the Booyah Mobster. It was designed by the Muddy Water Mob, a bunch of river rats from Arkansas and Oklahoma, and it's winning tournaments on Dardanelle and Kerr like clockwork. If you're fishing submerged vegetation, water willow, lily pads, you need a Booyah Mobster to reel them in. Available at lurenet.com and tackle stores throughout Arkansas and Oklahoma, the Booyah Mobster.
Norris Material and Supply Flooring Center now offers in-stock vinyl plank flooring starting at 89 cents per square foot. If you're a do-it-yourself kind of person, they have all the materials needed to lay your new flooring, or you can choose their professional installation. Whatever your choice, give them a call today to get a free same-day estimate. Financing available. For the best customer service from flooring to countertops, Norris Material and Supply Flooring Center is your local flooring professional. Check them out online at flooring.norrisms.com or on the corner of Wheeler and South Y, 479-289-7111. Hablamos Espanol.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Arkansas football. It's the players running through the A. Hog hats. It's more than 70,000 fans calling Woo Pig Suey.
Oh, yes, sir.
Guys, I've got just one thing I want to say to you. Touchdown, Arkansas!
Arkansas wins the national championship! The Arkansas Razorbacks have completed the dream season!
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
All right, we got some Hog Update stuff to get to. We're going to talk more with Richard Davenport about the latest commitment. 3-star running back out of Naples, Florida, Isaiah Augustave. How'd I do, Tommy?
I'd give that a solid B.
Solid B.
We'll let Richard grade it when he gets here.
When he joins us. Hagen Smith, Brady Tigert, freshman All-Americans by Collegiate Baseball Newspaper. He hadn't had this since 2019 when Connor Nolan was one of those guys. Here's two pitchers this season. We saw what Hagen did to the Cowboys on Monday night. We've seen what Brady Tiger's been this season. I bet Mike Bianco, and you're going to have to remind me who Mississippi State's coach is, but I bet they lose sleep overnight out of letting him get out of state.
Yeah, I mean, in Hagen Smith, I'm interested to see him moving forward. I thought Dave's comments after the game about, they'd hoped to have him be a reliever and come in and give him a couple of innings, and how he can touch the upper 90s when he doesn't have to go a longer distance. So I thought he gave us some great insight about Hagen and really kind of what the plan had been, but it was moved into a starting role after injuries rearranged the starting lineup.
If you want to make a last-second trip to Chapel Hill or split a quick decision and fly out to Raleigh or drive out here and join me, you can still do that and buy tickets. They go on sale today. Just a reminder, 11 o'clock on NCAA.com. This is a 5,000-seat stadium. I think it's Boshemer is what it's called. But, Tommy, still tickets available again at NCAA.com. At 11 o'clock today.
And I made reference to this in our conversation with Tom. The overall record for North Carolina in their home park is their overall record is 42-20. In their home park, they're 33-7. So they've only lost 7 times out of 40 tries this year in their home park. So pretty good home record this year for the Tar Heels.
Glad they're going to be leaving after this week. It'll be 33-9. That's going to do it. That's going to do it for your Hog Update. Tommy, it's brought to you by Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
So back to your little incident last night.
Yeah.
You, I would guess, muttered some words that are unfit for air, as I have done, as Drew has done, as all of you have done at some point. I've never met even my father, who I've heard in my life of 27 years curse 3 times. That's it. And
better man than I.
Yeah, I've legitimately heard Baylor Brad curse 3 times, and 2 of them were warranted because it was something I did wrong. One of them, I don't remember what it was. I just remember being like, that's not needed. Have you caught your flesh and blood, the next of kin to bring the name Kraft into the next lineage? Has old Dylan, has he cursed in front of you yet?
Well, he's on occasion needed some correction, but last night I had a flat tire coming. For those that didn't hear the story earlier, I was topping a hill there about West Fork. There was something in the middle of the road. Car in the right lane, I'm in the left lane. I had nowhere to go. It went through my tire. Whatever it was is, and I when I hit it, there wasn't time to do anything other than I was trying to dodge it, and I was just trying to figure out, and my first thought was, man, I hope that didn't cause me a flat tire. And I mean, I didn't go a quarter of a mile, and the warning lights on the dashboard, you got low tire pressure, and it went from like 38 pounds to 33 to 23 to 3 in about 30 seconds. I'm like, we gotta get off the road here, man. And there's no more dangerous a place you can be than on the side of an interstate. And I will forever move over into the left lane when someone's stuck on the side of the road. That is a scary place to be when tractor trailers and stuff are buzzing by at 80 miles an hour. And then the only thing that's worse than that, or second worst to that, is when you got to you got the spare on, the little donut, and now you got to do, and I had 50 miles to go to get home, had to do about 58 miles an hour the rest of the way. Now we've gotten used to driving close to 80. That felt like I was crawling down the interstate, Ty. That was unnerving, too. Everybody coming up behind you. I got my flashers on. I'm like, get off my butt, Nothing I can do about it.
I'd be ticked off, too. But you were telling me during the break that I need to get some AAA or something. But as
much as you drive, man, I wouldn't be on the road without something. They saved my hide last night.
I think my car insurance has some type of
well, I called that
service.
too. I went and finally
I've used before.
I called 3 different ones last night because I was going to see who could get there first. I didn't care, and AAA had been there, fixed it. I was on my way when the other ones called back and said, "Hey, we're still looking for somebody."
Wow,
so
come on, AAA.
Listen, finally got something out of that membership other than a hotel discount last night.
So the reason I bring this up is because Pat McAfee got a call yesterday from a young man, and we're going to play the audio in just a sec. He not only muttered a word that most his age at 8 years old don't say, but it's pretty frowned upon. So here, listen to this call, and yes, it's bleeped out for those that are wanting to earmuffs their kids. Listen to this conversation between Owen and McAfee yesterday.
Oh, what's up, Pat McAfee?
Dan, you are too young to listen to this show. I can tell. I think. How old?
I'm not Dan. I am Owen.
Matt. Owen, how old are you?
It's so different.
I am at 8.5.
8.5. If you're telling us you're half age, you're too young to be listening. That's right.
What's on your mind, pal? What do you want to talk about, Owen?
I want to talk about how inspiring this show is and how you're inspiring this whole entire world with how you're talking about sports and how you're talking about your life experience.
Thank you, Owen.
Owen, thank you.
Love you, Owen.
Thank you, Owen. I'm taking you on
and also Boston
I don't know who wrote that.
You didn't see that coming, did you?
Oh, I did not see that one coming. That was a hard left at the end, but it was a nice detour. But someone wrote that script for him, and whoever wrote it, kudos to you.
Yeah. So if I had maybe some Boston Celtics fans were listening to that last night because they,
awesome.
Instead of turning that on Owen, they decided to turn it on Draymond Green when he fouled out last night. But yeah, that is one of those clips where you have to wait till the end. Everyone sent it to you, and they're just like, wait till the end. And it's kind of like, oh, this is funny. It's a cute kid calling a sports radio show where they kind of go off the rails sometimes, and then all of a sudden he just comes in balls of place. Now, if there are kids listening to the Morning Rush, this is one of those do as I say, not as I do. You shouldn't swear, even though sometimes Tommy and I cross the certain lines that we shouldn't cross, and you shouldn't be saying those naughty words at any point in your life, right, Tommy? That's a good example that we can. I know we're not role models.
Young Owen here, well, we try to be, but young Owen used it for emphasis at that point. Sometimes, on rare occasion, you have to throw that word in for emphasis.
Once or twice is fine. I'm sure little Owen had parental approval.
Yeah, I think Dad was standing nearby as he was placing that call.
And said, 1, don't do this again. 2, don't tell your mother.
Yeah. Or your Sunday school teacher.
That too.
Second part.
It might be your grandmother.
Don't tell your mother.
Yeah.
How many times has that line gotten used in the history of America?
Yeah. Anytime father and son go out,
exactly.
I can tell you that's how it works in my house. Hey, has your mattress seen better days? Look no further than Cheap Sleep Furniture and Mattress, home of the largest same-day selection. They are restocked with top-of-the-line name-brand beds and mattresses for up to 75% off of retail. You'll sleep tight knowing that you got the best price guaranteed. It's locally owned and operated, and they're all over the Morning Rush listing area. So avoid long shipping times and expensive online mattresses. And mattresses starting at $199. Full and twin mattresses at $159, and California Kings start at $125. So they got huge deals on furniture as well. It's all at Cheap Sleep Furniture and Mattresses. Locations in Fort Smith, Springdale, Bentonville, and Conway. That's Cheap Sleep Furniture and Mattresses.
Richard Davenport going to join us next, talk a little recruiting.
Day 209 on the island. There is still no rescue in sight. I long for the simple comforts of home. The leather seats, the spacious interior, the 12.3-inch touchscreen display, and of course, the panoramic moonroof. If I could only gaze through it one more time.
Jerry!
What?
Stop talking about your Highlander and help me with the raft.
Frank seems more agitated than normal lately. Could it possibly be because he, too, misses my Toyota Highlander?
No, Jerry, it's not because I miss your Highlander. And stop acting like I can't hear you.
Yes, that must be it. Comparing his sad raft to my sleek-looking Highlander has finally broken him.
Just stop.
Experience the unforgettable 2022 Toyota Highlander for yourself. Visit your local dealer or go to toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. See packages and options at toyota.com for feature availability.
Wheels RV wants you to seek out all the natural state has to offer this year. Explore Arkansas in a new RV from Grand Design, Forest River, KZ, Heartland, Keystone, or Alliance. All the best brands at the best prices. Enjoy peace of mind with our lifetime warranty on every new RV and a mobile service shuttle to keep you camping. So come on in and discover why Wheels was voted the best RV dealership in Northwest Arkansas. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
How would your family like to swim for free for 12 months? The Burton Pools & Spa's Doughboy Super Sales event is going on now. Get your choice of 0% interest and no payments for 12 months or a rebate up to $2,000 on a Doughboy semi-in-ground or above-ground pools. All this going on now at Burton Pools & Spas in Springdale and Fort Smith. You can get your feet wet without getting in over your head. Visit burtonpools.com. 0% offer good with approved credit. See dealer for details.
Save thousands during the storm damage sale at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Over 350 new and pre-owned vehicles were damaged during the recent storm, and now over $1 million in discounts will be passed on to Harry Robinson's customers. Some of the damage is really minor, but the savings are severe. Plus, there are still lots of vehicles that were not damaged in stock. Save thousands on your next vehicle during the storm damage sale at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Are you looking for a career that is in demand and will provide you and your family the living you all deserve? Are you willing to put in the time to learn that profession? If the answer is yes, you need to contact United Welding Institute today. Welders are in demand in-state and across the country for many different types of welding. United Welding Institute has recently placed students from the River Valley with very high-paying employers, and they want to do the same for you. Call today and make an appointment for your future. 479-968-3390. That's 479-968-3390 for United Welding Institute in Pottsville. And tell them you heard it on ESPN Arkansas.
Tired of constant computer issues at work? And who knows what the real problem is? Is it the router? No, it's the hardware. Wait, they said it was the software. Call Hashtag Managed IT Services. Their multifaceted approach to IT support guarantees that everything is working at optimum performance. And Hashtag prevents the small problems from becoming big issues. Hashtag Managed IT Services in Van Buren. 479-802-4978. That's 479-802-4978. Hashtag Technology without the headache.
When was the last time you looked forward to seeing the dentist? Well, if it's been a while, or if you haven't had the best of experiences with dentistry, meet Marcy Van Ash McKinney Family Dentistry. Give her a call at 494-7600. They'll take care of it all. Crowns, bonding, dentures, bleaching, and cosmetic dentistry. Marcy Van Ash McKinney Family Dentistry at 807 South 21st. Call for an appointment today. 494-7600. That's 494-7600.
Your friends at Jelco Outdoors remind you, don't forget Dad this Father's Day, June 19th. Jelco has hundreds of great gifts for Dad. Rods and reels for fishing, canoes and kayaks, handguns, shotguns, and rifles. And yes, Jelco has ammo, work boots, western boots, hunting boots, casual shoes, and flip-flops, plus great clothing items for Dad. If in doubt, a Jelco gift card always fits. Jelco Outdoors, your Father's Day gift store at 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
Hell yes! Hey folks, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources, where we've just had the perfect storm. Yeah, we got hail, but just enough to create a tsunami of savings for our customers. That's right, little bitty damage and great big old savings on a great selection of Rath road-ready vehicles. But you want to hurry in for the best selection, because this inventory is turning like a tornado. If you have damage on your car, bring it in. We'll trade for it just like it is, even if it looks like a Titleist. If you're keeping your car, let us take care of it for you in our Meineke Car Care Center with free AC check, half-off brakes, and buy 3, get 1 free on all tires. Better yet, trade it in and say hell yes to this perfect storm of savings. Don't wait till they're all fixed. Don't wait till they're all gone. Start driving better today during the hell yes sale at Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online, rathauto.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, plenty of sunshine today, just a slim chance of a shower or thunderstorm across the south, highs in the low to mid 80s. Chance of showers and thunderstorms capable of producing heavy rain tonight. Overnight lows, low 60s north, upper 60s south. More wet and stormy weather Friday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Come Get You Some, Arkansas's premier off-road superstore. Call 782-MUD today. You're listening to The Morning Rush, live from the Busch Light Studios on ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith. This hour of The Morning Rush is brought to you by the Bobby Garland Baby Shed. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place.
How do you like yours, Clark?
Oh, medium rare, a little pink inside.
No, you're fine. Light or dark?
Oh, either way, it doesn't matter. Vicky, can I help you with that Kool-Aid? Please?
I don't know why they call this stuff hamburger helper. It does just fine by itself, huh? I like it better than tuna helper myself. Don't you, Clark?
You're the gourmet around here, Ed.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
People who really want to have a good time won't come to a slaughterhouse. And we've got entirely too many troublemakers here.
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
I don't like you because you're dangerous. That's right. I am dangerous.
Streaming live from
Hit that line.
.com.
I hit the 7-iron like John Davis was 3.
This is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson.
You just gotta keep living, man.
And Tommy Kraft.
We follow orders or people die. Are we clear?
The Morning Rush starts right now.
Yes,
All right, we're going to talk with Richard Davenport in hour number 3 of a Recruiting Thursday. Apparently, he's been to Chapel Hill, so maybe he can give me a tip or two as we are on the road right now, about halfway. Going to make my way over to Neyland Stadium in Knoxville in a bit. Maybe plant an Arkansas Razorback flag in the middle of that bright Tennessee. Would that give me fined or would I get a trespassing charge for doing that, Tommy?
Yeah, you'd probably trespassing would be the beginning of your trouble. Yeah.
You remember those Arkansas fans that thought it was a good idea to spray paint Woo Pig Sooie over the Mississippi State Bulldog about a year or so ago?
Isn't that also the place where Lane Kiffin got hit in the head with a golf ball? Is that Neyland Stadium?
Yes.
Didn't that happen there too?
Mustard
mustard bottles. Golf ball. I don't know who takes mustard bottles and golf balls into a football stadium, but apparently they do in Knoxville. So that's right on your track. As you head towards the Smoky Mountains in North Carolina.
Yeah,
so,
I cannot wait to get there.
That's going to be a beautiful drive for you today over into Chapel Hill. All of our coverage on the road to the Super Regionals with the Razorbacks is brought to you by Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort. More excitement, more winning at Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort, and by Crane Kia of Fayetteville. Find your next gas saver during our MPG days at Crane Kia of Fayetteville and North Arkansas Regional Medical Center in Harrison, bringing better to you. So you'll roll in there about dinner time tonight. Is that the plan when you get to Chapel Hill?
That's the plan. Now you kind of worried me a little bit with Ty. You better have a AAA in your back pocket. I mean, I have yet to have. I'm knocking on wood right now. I've yet to have a huge roadside difficulty in my life, but my luck, it would be on this trip that
Could you change a flat tire if the problem presented itself to you today?
Nope.
No. See,
there's a spare in our back in my trunk, and I know that's about the extent of my knowledge of a flat tire. I know I have a spare in my trunk.
I know that if I had to, I could, but the tools that come available to you in your vehicle on unlevel ground would be virtually impossible to accomplish this task single-handedly.
I'm like the dad from A Christmas Story. I want you to time me. I mean, I get excited when I get a flat tire because I do feel like I'm in the pits at Daytona. I promise you, and I've done this to people before that have called me. Is like, hey, I need you to come change my flat tire. I was like, I'll have you on the road in 6 minutes.
Next time I'll call you.
6 minutes, Tommy. I promise.
Yeah. I did get the spare tire down from the back and found the tool that you have to crank that thing down, and that's about as far as I got. Then I let the pros step in, and they came out with a floor jack and the whole bit, and they were in and out in 5 minutes. So I would still be there. Hey guys, I can't make the show today. I've been changing a flat tire for 8 hours. So could Ty get one lug nut off? Just one. Could he turn the lug nut on one?
Sure. I'll say he gets one lug nut off. Then he rips a nail, and then it just sits all over.
You going to take that?
Well, I mean, he got a mani-pedi down in Tampa. We don't know if he's continued to do it when he's been here.
Hold up. Let's backtrack a little bit. I was coerced into getting a pedicure, which is the worst $50 or $48.70 I've ever spent in my entire life. I will never, ever, I say that. The wife eventually
never's
wants
a big
someday,
word.
I will not pay for one willingly unless I am dragged by my hair, which will still be long and luscious in 10 years thanks to some hair product.
Quickly. Yeah.
That's just not. First of all, that's not true. Second of all, it hurts. There are certain things you don't mess with the man about, and apparently that's one of them. Is Richard with us?
Yeah, Richard's ready. So okay. He's listening to this hilarity right now. Richard, could you change your own flat tire on the side of 49 if you had to?
Yeah, you made a good point. Some of the tools that you have on hand, that they give you, it does make it a challenge. The last tire that it's been a long time, but I was able to swing it, but it was it doesn't give you a lot of confidence with what they give you because they're not that they're pretty cheaply made, and you're just praying the whole time you're trying to do the task.
Some of these new cars don't even come with a spare anymore. You better check
Seriously?
that. You better check that. Some of them don't. So, when you find out that bit of information, when you're sitting on the side of the road, mine fortunately did. So,
probably need to check that next time I get a new car. So, yeah.
Well, RD, let's start with Isaiah August, Dave, 3-star running back out of Naples, Florida. Kind of your initial thoughts on the latest addition to this recruiting class.
Well, I mean, he's a guy that's a 6'2", a legitimate 6'2", 200 pounds, can easily carry another 20, probably 30 pounds in college. Very, very good straightaway speed, very physical, and a guy that Arkansas just absolutely loves. And he committed to Coach Stevie Smith, about a week ago privately, and came up for the official visit Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and committed Tuesday night, and he's a guy that I think people will look at him and kind of look at him like a Dominic Johnson a little bit, for similar styles as far as running, but I think he's probably a tad faster.
One of the things that Sam Pittman talked about earlier this week, Richard, is the non-compete and how he thought that could help in recruiting the continuity and stability within this football program. He even mentioned on that once again, one of 8 schools, I think, with the offensive and defensive coordinator staying for 3 straight years. What did you think about his reasoning and rationale that his non-compete could help still stability within the program to recruits?
Well, anytime you have stability on your staff, I mean, that's huge. I mean, say Barry Odom and Bryles, both of them, they've been recruiting guys for the last really 3 years or so, developing relationships. And when you're about to close on a guy, or just say Malachi Singleton, see if Bryles was left after year 2 or something like that, you might be starting from scratch on a quarterback. And Malachi, because he built a relationship with Bryles for a year or so, probably wouldn't look at Arkansas like he does right now. So the relationships go a long way as far as the stability of a program. You're recruiting guys usually for 2 to 3 years. It doesn't just happen in a few months. So that's huge.
Yeah. Richard, you wrote earlier about a defensive line target in Charleston Collins from Mills. I know defensive line's an area that Sam's talked a lot about in recruiting and a focus there. Tell us more about Charleston Collins, who you wrote about, a 2024 D-line target.
Yeah, he's a guy that was at Pine Bluff last year and is transferred to Mills for this upcoming season. But 6'5", about 260 pounds. Arkansas was the second offer back in April. Arkansas State offered him in January, and since then he's been he's added some other offers since then. But just recently, as far as in June, he attended an LSU camp and really showed well and got an offer from them, and things are starting to take off. Alabama just offered him, so he's one of those guys that is probably going to be definitely a 4-star, maybe beyond. Who knows? It just depends on his development. But a guy that at a position that you don't see too many upper high-level guys as far as college prospects in Arkansas at defensive line. That's a position you absolutely, if you have a guy in state, you must get.
We've been talking for the last couple of weeks about June visits, and I know last week you said it was a little bit light to start out June. I know this weekend, from what you said last week, should be a much busier weekend for on-campus activity. Who's lined up to be in Northwest Arkansas this and maybe next weekend for the football program?
Well, you have a defensive tackle on campus right now. Arrived yesterday. Will leave tomorrow. And I'm going to try this name, and please forgive me. I'm probably this is bad. Ayabayim Taifes. I probably not even close. Probably not even close. 6'5", 300 pounds.
Just like his mama says it.
Yeah, exactly. From Myrtle Beach, he recently named Arkansas one of his top four schools, along with Florida State, Virginia Tech, and UConn. But he's on campus, and then tomorrow you're going to be having about 8-9 guys coming on campus for official visits over the weekend, kind of headlined by offensive lineman Man Sanker from Douglasville, Georgia, 6'4", 305. Connor Stroh, 6'7", 355. Luke Brown, who's currently committed to him, 6'6", 312 from Paris, Tennessee. He'll be coming in, and I think that's something that you like to have, a guy that's already committed to the program, kind of recruit these guys that are not committed. But then you're going to have T.J. Metcalf. I really like him. I know he really likes Arkansas. He visited Arkansas back in March 12th. 6'1", 180-pound safety, who I think Arkansas is in really good shape with him. And then Shelton Lewis is a cornerback from Stockbridge, Georgia. And then you have some others, but it's a good group of guys, headlined by the offensive line.
Richard Davenport with us here on the Morning Rush. RD, Pittman mentioned the scholarship thing yesterday, and Tommy and I were joking. Dude, we got no idea how, the pushing back and the vernacular and the language that he used. But what I did hear is 84. So you got one more. Is that something they're actively pursuing in the port? How does that work now with them still having that one remaining one?
I mean, if someone, I guess, falls in their lap that they weren't expecting, and it's a position in need, I guess that they could make that happen. But I'll be honest with you. That's why you have compliance. the rules and change so, and I will check with people in the industry as far as in compliance and ask them questions, and from year to year, that one particular rule can change, and you don't even know about it, and you're kind of left in the dark. And with the scholarships and how they work, and like he kind of mentioned, I mean, my head was kind of spinning myself. So right now, all I know is that Coach Pittman initially said that they wanted to wanted to get a receiver out of the portal and a defensive tackle out of the portal, and they got that, and then they got the JC young man Taylor Lewis as far as another defensive lineman, and he wanted 2 linemen, defensive linemen, and a receiver. They got that. I think they're done.
Richard, I'm about 8 hours away from Chapel Hill, and you mentioned you've been to Sutton's Drugstore. We'll be broadcasting the show from tomorrow. You got any other suggestions to check out in Tar Heel country and really Duke country tomorrow, since it's 20 minutes away?
No, not really. Just be careful. I got food poisoning there, so just kidding.
Oh, man. Well, Richard, we appreciate you, as always, making some time for us every Thursday morning at 8 o'clock, and hopefully we'll continue to get good Arkansas football and basketball recruiting news, because it seems like we've gotten a lot of it lately.
No, I do expect some good stuff to come out the next maybe few days or a week or so. I think there's some things looking pretty good for Arkansas right now.
That's a beautiful tease, RD, to end it on.
We'll see.
All right. Richard, we'll talk to you next Thursday on our next Recruiting Thursday. Thanks for your time.
All right, buddy. We'll see you guys.
All right. Richard Davenport, Arkansas Democrat Gazette, Whole Hog Sports, every Recruiting Thursday here on the Morning Rush. Hey, how would you like to join a CPA firm that's in the heart of one of the most beautiful parts of our state, north central Arkansas, where you can live, work, and play within minutes of the beautiful White River, the Buffalo River, Bull Shoals Lake, Norfolk Lake, great trout fishing, great striper fishing, bass fishing, tons to do. That's going to be Ballard and Company CPAs. They have offices in Mountain Home, Mountain View, Ash Flat, and in Salem. They're a family-friendly firm with competitive salaries, full benefits, including health insurance and retirement plans. So if you have an accounting degree, you have 3 or more years of experience in preparing corporate and individual tax returns, they're looking for people just like you that want to live in one of the great parts of our state. 870-425-6256 is their number, or you can submit your resume online at ballardcpa.com. They're looking for people to join their team that have that accounting degree, 3 to 5 years of experience, like I said. They have over 30 employees on staff, and they're looking to grow their team right now. They have a tax department, an accounting services department, QuickBooks, audit department, business advisory department, and information technology department that they're all looking to staff right now. Submit your resume online, ballardcpa.com. That's ballardcpa.com, or call 870-425-6256.
So on this day 3 years ago, and Tommy, I just sent this picture to Drew, I got a chance to see Jimmy Buffett for the 4th time. Now, I wish I could say that was many as Dudley Dawson to see him, because Dudley is going to his 16th Jimmy Buffett concert tonight. Now, have you been to one, Tommy, or is that a concert?
I've never been to Buffett, so
okay.
Hadn't been a Parrot Head yet. So
have you never had a desire to, or
not really? I mean, I like Buffett. There's nothing wrong with Buffett. I mean, listen to it, but I mean, mainly
I
the
literally
hits.
have a Jimmy Buffett tattoo.
Well, that's good.
So,
that's good for you.
This is like my pilgrimage here today. I mean, today is the day that I've waited many years for, and I'm very excited, especially since I've had tickets to now. This is the 4th show, and he's canceled the last 3. So day of, we've got 12 hours until the show. He better not cancel on me for the 4th time.
I know, like I said earlier in the show, my wife was at that Cheer Live deal last night. I'm just amazed how quick they turn the amp around and get that going for something like that last night, then Buffett tonight. And they'll, I don't know, Elvis may be playing there tomorrow night for all I know, but it's amazing. So that will be as full a house as they'll have. I know Stapleton's coming later this summer. That thing stays busy all the time up there.
Yeah, and I hope, I'm looking at the weather right now, Drew, for your sake. I think you're in the clear as far as
sunny
that
all
goes.
day.
Now, that's a good sign. I think that the reason we bring this up is, like Tommy just said, he is playing at the AMP tonight. Tommy, I've still yet to go to a concert up in northwest Arkansas in that area. I've been to one in, I think, the what's it called? Barden Coliseum, Simmons Bank, and I think those are in the not convenience center, community center, whatever it is in Fayetteville. But I have yet to attend a concert in the AMP, which is kind of surprising.
I'm got tickets to see a couple things, but I'm going to see James Taylor there in July. We've got tickets for. I was trying to get Stapleton tickets. I know you were trying to get Morgan Wallen seats. I mean, that's about as tough a ticket as you can get this summer up there. Cody Johnson's playing there at the end of the month. So, I mean, it's a long list of stuff. So, yeah, last night was Laura's first time there, and I guess July will be my first time inside the AMP. But I walked by it when we've stayed in that area. I've walked over to Topgolf from the embassy nearby. But I've just never been inside it for whatever reason.
So, Ty, real quick, Ty, I do need some advice. How early do I get there for the tailgate? Because I've heard that.
Do you have a parking pass?
I do not.
Oh, skip halftime. Don't even.
Okay, I mean, I can leave right now if that's what it takes to get the full experience. I mean, but if I get there at 3, am I okay?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because gates open. What showtime tonight? I bet gates don't open until an hour and a half before.
Yeah, probably. So
parking will be your biggest.
Where do I park? Is it?
Well, they got a lot of surrounding lots, but a lot of them are permitted. Where you got to have a parking pass to park in certain lots. So, over in front of the Embassy Suites is a good place to park. Okay. So,
not a bad
some
idea.
Public parking there.
I need to figure that. Now, Kenny Chesney came earlier. That's the artist that I have yet to see that I have probably at the top of my list. Now, I grew up on Lake Washita listening to old 2000s Kenny Chesney songs. So that's very sentimental to me. He came earlier this year, but it's difficult because it's Thursday night typically, Tom. We got a show on Friday. And I know this is different for Drew because he's had 3 straight cancellations, but I'm kind of like Drew. If I go to a concert in the AMP on a Thursday night, I'd rather not do a show the next day based on my current state. That would probably be the next morning.
Has Kenny already had his show there, or is that still coming? I thought that
maybe
I
thought it came already.
I think Tim McGraw was there earlier, and then
okay.
I don't have their schedule in front of me. Maybe you're looking at something, but
you could be right, Tommy. Honestly,
I just know some people going. I heard him talking about going to that show the other day, which is what tripped my memory on that. But I know Tim McGraw was a great show up there, so that was like the weekend. I wanted to go to that one, but it was like the week following Garth, and you use up all your babysitting credits at some point. So it was tough to squeeze those in back-to-back weeks. So.
You're right. You know what, Tommy? I'm glad you brought that up because it is on June the. Let me see it.
I thought it's the end of this month because I got some tickets for somebody for that, and I knew that was later on this month. Was my thought? I think you were confusing him and Tim McGraw, maybe.
Oh, that is the end of this month. I could go to that.
Yeah.
Oh man, I think I'm gonna buy tickets to that, Tommy.
I'm
glad you're
maybe sold out at this point. So. Unless you,
well,
I mean, you can probably always get a lawn ticket up there. So.
Yeah, that's right. All right, so PSA, for anyone that has a Kenny Chesney ticket or two that they would be willing to part with this morning.
Groveling.
You can. I will buy them. I'm not going to ask it for free, Tommy, but I will happily pay a reasonably priced amount of money for those said tickets, Tommy.
Define reasonably priced.
I mean, you said lawn tickets. I don't know, 50 or 60
that'd be
bucks.
That'd be good, yeah.
Okay. Is that
$5?
Yeah,
$5. Oh, that'd be a fun show. It won't be hot at all by then.
No, of course not. And I got the weddings that weekend too up in Northwest Arkansas. All right, when we come back, some news in the golf world. Some you may like, some you may not. We'll tell you next.
Phil Elson and Ty Richardson are live in North Carolina at the Chapel Hill Super Regional. ESPN Arkansas and HitThatLine.com's exclusive coverage on the road to Omaha is brought to you by Crane Kia of Fayetteville. Find your next gas saver during our MPG days. Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort. More excitement, more winning at Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort. And by North Arkansas Regional Medical Center, bringing better to you.
Standard Materials Group has immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction and want to be home every night, want to work with a company that offers great pay, benefits, and a great team environment with growth opportunities, apply today at jobs.crh.com.
The company you can trust when it comes to building quality fencing and gates is looking for quality people to join the Fenceman team. If you are a fence builder or have building or welding experience, apply in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fenceman offers great pay and a $500 sign-on bonus. Join the top fence building team and get a $500 sign-on bonus. The Fenceman. Apply today in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fenceman is an equal opportunity employer.
Now that's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
This song was mistakenly thought to be about animal rights or shock therapy, but Shock the Monkey is really about jealousy. If we're just highly evolved primates, then why does adultery make us so irate? Natural selection would never make you hate someone who would seminate. It's because a supernatural God wired monogamy into our DNA. If you think this issue is benign, you'll be shocked to see Proverbs 6:29. I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Read about it.
Dent Source, the leader in auto hail repair for over 20 years. Our certified technicians service all vehicles and offer a lifetime warranty. Dent Source will keep you on the road with a courtesy vehicle and offer free pickup and delivery. Dent Source, now open in Fort Smith.
Free shuttle service. Pickup and delivery free when you spend $75 and only $10 if less. Jody'sAuto.com will make your life easier. Hi, Kim Bircher. 3 locations, 1 in Van Buren and 2 in Fort Smith. One stop. We do everything. So you don't have to go from place to place for tires or service or repairs or maintenance. We are local. 37 years and voted best of the best time and time again. We will pick up and deliver or shuttle you so you don't have to waste your time. Honesty and customer service is always our #1 goal. We will make your life much easier at Jody'sAuto.com. JODYSAuto.com.
Crush your hunger at TGI Fridays in Fort Smith with the new Chicken Slammers. TGI Fridays Chicken Slammers are chicken fingers tossed in our favorite sauces and tucked into a warm mini New England roll. Served with your favorite sides. Choose your flavor, Italian, buffalo, or whiskey glazed. And for dessert, try the new Peanut Butter Fudge Obsession. Oreo cookie crust, peanut butter fudge, and M&Ms topped with vanilla bean ice cream and more. And don't forget it's happy hour all day, every day at your locally owned TGI Fridays in Fort Smith at I-540 and Rogers. Order online at Fridays.com.
Inventory shortage? Not here. Wheeler Power Sports has its own showroom packed with brand new units. They have a great selection of Kawasaki bikes featuring the Ninja Z900, the KLR 650, and the Ninja 400. Wheeler Power Sports has everyone covered for all ages and all the gear and protection to keep them safe. Looking for that side-by-side or ATV for this spring? Wheeler Power Sports has the best in-stock selection in the area, and they can special order to fulfill your need. Wheeler Power Sports, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
Chapel Ridge Health and Rehab in Fort Smith is hiring dietary aides, CNAs, and LPNs all shifts. Chapel Ridge Health and Rehab is a newly remodeled 5-star rehab and long-term facility. Full-time positions qualify for benefits such as medical, dental, 401k, and vacation. Chapel Ridge Health and Rehab wants you to become a Chapel Champ team member today. Please apply at Chapel Ridge Health and Rehab, 4623 Rogers Avenue, or fax resume to 478-1014. That's 478-1014.
The Golf Nut would like to welcome the newest member, Matt Brooks, to the Golf Nut team. Matt is a former college golfer with over 10 years of experience in the golf industry. Matt is available for lessons, so call the shop today to set in an appointment. The Golf Nut has a large selection of shoes in stock with brands like FootJoy, Adidas, Echo, Skechers, and Under Armour. As always, check Facebook for daily specials. The Golf Nut, your #1 golf shop since 1994.
For a dependable, fuel-efficient tractor from a company committed to the future, choose a Branson tractor. Each of our tractors is backed by a 6-year limited warranty with models available ranging in horsepower from 22 to 58. You are sure to find the tractor that is right for you. Make sure you call or stop in today at the new location for Bush Tractor at 6100 South 0 Street in Fort Smith. Again, that is 6100 South 0 Street in Fort Smith. Or you can check them out online at bushtractor.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Crabb.
The pitch. Swing and a line drive, hilking the right field line. It's in for a base hit. Webb scores from second base. Wallace is given the green light. He's on his way home. There's no throw, and the Razorbacks are leading.
Streaming live at hitthatline.com.
All right, so golf got some news that 2 more players will be joining the LIV according to reports. We'll tell you who those 2 guys are, who are pretty notable golfers, coming up in just a sec, Tommy.
Hey, we're brought to you by the Wood Grill Buffet in Benton. If you're traveling through Central Arkansas, or you live in that area, you're in Hot Springs this morning, and you're driving over to Little Rock, stop in at the Wood Grill Buffet in Benton. Always a great place to eat. They're open Thursday through Sundays for lunch and dinner, 10:45 to 8:30. Huge buffet. It kind of place me and Ty always look for when we're on the road for sure. 30 meats, 55 side items, big salad bar with 70 items, 25 different desserts. So there is something for everyone, and you can eat like a pig, or you can go light. You can do whatever. But I'm like Ty. I'm going to wear the elastic waisted pants to a place like the Wood Grill Buffet. It's comfort food at its finest. So stop in and see them. 1916 Congo Road. That's just off exit 118. It's right behind the IHOP is where you're going to find the Wood Grill Buffet. You can see more about their menu and other information at woodgrillbuffetbenton.com. That's woodgrillbuffetbenton.com. The Wood Grill Buffet, exit 118 off I-30 in Benton.
So are you either a Brooks Koepka or Bryson DeChambeau guy? Can you like them both, Tommy? Because I know they have that feud and they don't like each other. Do you have to be down the middle, or can you be bipartisan and like them both?
I mean, I like them both in different. I don't hate either one. I don't love either one. I'm okay with both of them. I think rivalry and friction is good for golf. You had it with Jack and Arnie, even though some of that was a little more staged back in the early days, and it was obvious they were really good friends. You need some rivalries. Phil and Tiger had a little bit of that. So, this doesn't rise to the level of those legends, but having some guys, a little friction, a little drama, I think it's good for the sport.
Yeah, I think it is too. And the reason I bring up DeChambeau up is because him and Patrick Reed are joining the LIV. Now, according to I haven't seen it, Tommy. This might have come out already, but the New York Post is reporting that the PGA is going to be announcing some disciplinary action. Now, some are sad to see Bryson DeChambeau go. There's not a lot of people that are sad to see Patrick Reed go. If he wants to go do that, whatever.
Yeah, I think most on tour say you can have him when talking about the LIV. So I don't know why he is not only not a fan favorite in a lot of ways, but he is not liked by his peers seemingly at all. And I know it was very uncomfortable on watching the Ryder Cup with him, even though he was a key to it. I'm sure that made for some team dinners and some team activities with the Ryder Cup that wasn't a lot of fun.
I mean, you've met a guy or two in social circles that everyone just hates or despises, and so when he's not around or he is around, it's awkward.
Yeah, I don't know anything about public enemies right now at all. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's awkward, right?
Yeah, it can be. Yeah.
So, but it's one thing to be that way on social media. It's another thing to be that way in real life, because some people on social media are completely different, or they react differently about someone on social media than they would in real life. But it seems like you just said, when you have not only it's one thing to be disliked by your peers, it's another thing to be disliked by fans, and then it's a completely other thing to be disliked by both. And it seems like with Reed, this is one of those things. You want to go play golf in Saudi Arabia or London or wherever, just go on your merry way. We honestly don't care.
Mm-hmm. I thought Rory. Did you see Rory? And I don't have it in front of me, so I'll paraphrase if you didn't see it. But did you see what Rory McIlroy said yesterday?
He was pretty not defiant. He's pretty.
Well, I thought it was insightful. I thought it was
That's
insightful what he said. That and I'm going to paraphrase here because I don't have these exact words in front of me, but the crux of it was this, that any decision you make in life that's solely based on money generally doesn't work out. And he said, he went on to say, I've made that mistake a few times. He was speaking from experience. And that was, I'm paraphrasing, but that was the crux or the gist of what he was saying. And I think that's true when we think about jobs, we think about houses, we think about, major life decisions. Sometimes the money's so big it makes itself. But sometimes if we're making the move solely for money, and that's the only reason we make a decision, maybe pump the brakes once, think about this, because and that's easy to say when you're Rory McIlroy and you're already a multimillionaire. For the rest of us is trying to scrap enough together to buy half a tank of gas. We view world through a little bit different lens. But I think the principles of what he's saying is true, that you can't make every decision just based on money. And it seems like what Dustin Johnson said the day before, what these other guys are doing, this is solely based on a bunch of commas and zeros that the Saudis are willing to write them a check for.
Now, Drew and I do this for this job in this industry for the love of the game. I think you have different interests in mind. Tommy's the suit of this whole operation. Mm-hmm. He's in it for the money. We're in it for the love. But for many of you,
I told you boys, marry for money so you can do radio for love. I mean, that's the secret to a happy career.
I already messed up.
Well,
my fiance's a kindergarten teacher.
Mine's a stay-at-home mom.
Country
so,
Club.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Laura's then with the breadwinner of the household, Mr. Country Club 4 house having boss of you. But I mean,
how many country club memberships do I have?
You listen.
None.
You always bring that at
Exactly
me,
none.
so I can throw it right
Exactly
back
none.
on you. I get put in this box for no reason just because I have blonde
Just
hair.
because
blue
you're
eyes,
bitter
and from
about your
Little Rock.
receding hairline doesn't mean you have to attack the rest of us.
I'd
around
gladly
here.
get put in that box if Tommy would actually get us a country club membership.
I told you it's up and running at Fort Smith Country Club. Just get after it. Hey, APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group, they have immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction, you want to be home at night, work with a great company that offers great pay, benefits, great team environment. Apply today at jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group are equal opportunity employers. And the great thing about that membership, guys, they got reciprocating setup with War Memorial. So y'all can play either course for the same amount of money. 2-for-1 deal.
How about that?
Phil Elson and Ty Richardson are live in North Carolina at the Chapel Hill Super Regional. ESPN Arkansas and HitThatLine.com's exclusive coverage on the road to Omaha is brought to you by Crane Kia of Fayetteville. Find your next gas saver during our MPG days. Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort. More excitement, more winning at Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort. And by North Arkansas Regional Medical Center, bringing better to you.
The Martins came over, we were having spaghetti when we suddenly noticed that we started getting sweaty as the temperature approached 90 degrees. My buddy said, man, you gotta call AshleyAir.com. When your air conditioner breaks, they're the one you want. AshleyAir.com. They're fast and they're good and they got it going on. The technician showed up the very same day. Got it fixed right and fast, he was on his way. When your air conditioner breaks, you know who to call. There's only one choice. AshleyAir.com.
How would your family like to swim for free for 12 months? The Burton Pools & Spa's Doughboy Super Sales event is going on now. Get your choice of 0% interest and no payments for 12 months or a rebate up to $2,000 on a Doughboy semi-in-ground or above-ground pools. All this going on now at Burton Pools & Spas in Springdale and Fort Smith. You can get your feet wet without getting in over your head. Visit burtonpools.com. 0% offer good with approved credit. See dealer for details.
If you are a CPA or tax preparer looking for a CPA firm with growth opportunities located in the beautiful Ozarks of North Central Arkansas with full benefits, call Ballard & Company CPAs at 870-425-6256 and ask for Susan, or email them at patrick.ballard@ballardcpa.com. If you have an accounting degree with 3 or more years experience in preparing corporate or personal returns, call Ballard & Company CPAs at 870-425-6256.
Hell yes! Hey folks, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources, where we've just had the perfect storm. Yeah, we got hail, but just enough to create a tsunami of savings for our customers. That's right, little bitty damage and great big old savings on a great selection of Rath road-ready vehicles. But you want to hurry in for the best selection, because this inventory is turning like a tornado. If you have damage on your car, bring it in. We'll trade for it just like it is, even if it looks like a Titleist. If you're keeping your car, let us take care of it for you in our Meineke Car Care Center with free AC check, half-off brakes, and buy 3, get 1 free on all tires. Better yet, trade it in and say hell yes to this perfect storm of savings. Don't wait till they're all fixed. Don't wait till they're all gone. Start driving better today during the hell yes sale at Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online, rathauto.com.
Norris Material and Supply Flooring Center now offers in-stock vinyl plank flooring starting at 89 cents per square foot. If you're a do-it-yourself kind of person, they have all the materials needed to lay your new flooring, or you can choose their professional installation. Whatever your choice, give them a call today to get a free same-day estimate. Financing available. For the best customer service from flooring to countertops, Norris Material and Supply Flooring Center is your local flooring professional. Check them out online at flooring.norrisms.com or on the corner of Wheeler and South Y, 479-289-7111. Hablamos Espanol.
Doe's Eat Place, serving award-winning steaks, has now added lobster tail and salmon to the menu. You can also enjoy delicious appetizers along with your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Doe's Eat Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended. Call 784-9111. That's 784-9111. Doe's Eat Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
Van Alma Tire Center is always right around the corner from you with all the major brand tires for you to choose from. Bridgestone, Firestone, Cooper, and more. Turn into Van Alma Tire Center for all your tire needs, alignments, oil changes, brakes, and more. With service you can depend on, Van Alma Tire Center is your one-stop shop for all your vehicle and tire needs. Right around the corner at 6805 Alma Highway, 5 miles east of Van Buren and 2 miles west of Alma.
In today's world, slow internet equals a bad day. If you're in a rural area, you've experienced this way too often. Online meetings, schoolwork, enjoying family movie night, it's downright impossible. The solution? Fast fiber internet from Wave Rural Connect. Service is available near Uniontown, Van Buren, Pecola, Cass, Ozone, Altus, and many other areas. Check to see if it's available for you at waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-4WAVE-RC. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Was your roof damaged by recent storms? Don't fall victim to out-of-town contractors and fly-by-night repairmen. Trust the local roofing professionals at Able Roofing. Call their local number, 474-0006, for a free roof inspection. Never trust something as important as the roofing system on your home to a storm chaser. Able Roofing, 474-0006, will work with your insurance company. Call now for your free roof inspection, 474-0006. Able Roofing, the hometown roofers.
Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer opens like every other seltzer. Pours like every other seltzer. But it's not like every other seltzer. USDA certified organic, no added sugar, and low cal. So you've never seen another seltzer quite like it. And with new refreshing flavors like black cherry and watermelon strawberry, you've never tasted one like it either. Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, as real as it tastes. Enjoy responsibly, not a low-calorie food. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, IRC Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Somebody said we've got SEC bias. Deal with it. They're the best.
In the SEC, it just means more.
I know one thing, the SEC just got a little tougher.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Ashley Air. Keeping your home comfortable is what they do best. Trust them with your heating and cooling needs. Go to AshleyAir.com to request service today.
All right, your SEC update here on the Morning Rush. We're about to be on our way to Chapel Hill in...
Sounds like you are now.
20 minutes. What do you mean?
Your audio's not good.
Bad?
Yeah, you might reset that. We'll reset, and Drew and I will talk amongst ourselves here for the SEC update. I noticed his first update here in the notes he put of where he was headed for lunch.
Well,
Which
that's the only thing that matters,
it's
right?
the only thing that's on his mind today is where he's headed for lunch. And
Remember, this is a work trip.
This is a work trip. He's going to explore Knoxville
Mm-hmm.
today and drive by Neyland. I told him Calhoun's. You ever been to Calhoun's?
It's been a long time. I didn't go the last few times I've been in Knoxville just because it was one of those things that, I mean, it's fun, but once you've done it, you've kind of done it. It's a great view, but
yeah, been there once. Right there on the river where the Vol Navy comes in. It's kind of the place to hang before a ball game. It's big old joint.
Oh, huge,
huge place that you hang out there. So, Ty will be in Knoxville today. Calhoun's probably people lurking around Neyland Stadium. Loitering might be a better word. But it's a neat campus to walk around. Then tomorrow
it's very
morning,
hilly. I mean, do you think?
Oh yeah.
But
Neyland's old, man. You look at it from the outside. It's ancient.
There really
it's not
isn't
beautiful.
anything special. And people will say, "Well, Drew, everybody's used to being on the hill in Fayetteville." I think Knoxville. I mean, it's a lot steeper. I mean, it is straight up and straight down.
All right, if you're going to be in Chapel Hill, you're listening now. You're getting ready to hop a plane. You're in the car on your way, like Ty is. Sutton's Drug in Chapel Hill. That's where Ty will be tomorrow morning. So you can check that out. Phil's going to be there, and he's got to leave out during the show today, right? Because team travels.
They leave at about 1 o'clock, so he's going to have to jet out about 12:30.
So Phil will be live in Chapel Hill tomorrow as well. So all of that coming up. 5 different SEC teams have moved on to the Super Regional round. You got Oklahoma and Texas also in there. Arkansas begins their play on Saturday morning, 10 a.m. We'll be on the air at 9 a.m. with all of our pregame coverage here on ESPN Arkansas and at hitthatline.com. That's your SEC update. It's brought to you by Ashley Air, proud sponsors of Razorback Athletics. Ashley Air, it's the one you want. Schedule your service appointment today at ashley.air.com. I don't think he's back yet. I don't hear him breathing in the background.
I don't hear anything.
So he's probably just packed it in for the day.
Might as well.
Done. Got to get onto his lunch spot, his lunch date. That's probably more important today. You're going to Buffett tonight. That's going to be a huge crowd up there.
Oh yeah,
a lot of fun. I mean, you're a true parrot head. But that's just
put the ink on my body to prove it.
It's the place to be seen. If you're all about being seen and you got to be out, out mingling around. Is there a better place to be this week?
I don't think there is.
In our state. Now, Chapel Hill would be the argument for some. I don't think there's a better place you could be than at Buffett tonight.
I don't think there is. I'm really excited to see
you got your
everybody
cheeseburger and Paradise hat on. You got your Hawaiian on.
I mean, I'll probably show up for halftime with my actual lays on, too, and everything. Might change out of my tennis shoes, go ahead and put flip-flops on. I wanted to try to be a little bit professional for you this morning because I know we have some people that work here that like to show up in Hawaiian shirts and swimsuits and flip-flops. So I figured
for a business meeting.
I figured let's just do one, and then as the day goes on, we'll slowly graduate into putting the lays on, and then the flip-flops, and then everything else that goes into going to a Jimmy Buffett concert. But the thing that I'm super excited about, not just the show, but the mingling with other fellow parrot heads and out and about, because I've heard while the concert is great, there's nothing like a parrot head party before.
Well, I know that whether you're listening in Mountain Home or Harrison or Hot Springs or Fort Smith or wherever you're at right now, there's people from all over that's got plans to go to this, and probably like you have had it on their calendar a while because is this the second or the third reschedule on this particular show?
This show, this is the first reschedule.
Okay, COVID got it the last time.
So, but this is my fourth attempt to see him. I originally got tickets to see him in Nashville. COVID got that. Second time, I moved here. I started the 2 days after the show, so I couldn't go there. Then third time, supposed to play on my birthday. That got rescheduled now. Here, June 9th, 2022, almost 2 years later since I bought the original tickets.
I guess he figured out the gear. I can hear the heavy breathing in the background like a prank caller. So are you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Did you break the gear?
I hope not.
No,
so
it sounded like your internet was a little shaky there for a second.
A little bit.
You're not supposed to pour water on it, are you?
No.
Okay. Or, I think I'm okay. Drew, go all out tonight. By the way, wearing a Hawaiian shirt, khaki shorts, and flip-flops to a business meeting, there's nothing wrong with that. It shows
it was a swimsuit that was over the top.
It shows that you're confident. And doing that during the course of a radio show with the swim trunks, it shows you're rip-roaring and ready to go. That is always the idea.
Ready to go for what?
Anything but work.
Anything but work. There you go.
If it's a business meeting, that means you're ready to conduct whatever business you're associated with.
What business would you be conducting, on a Thursday in a bathing suit when you're not on vacation?
How to make a margarita seminar?
What business would you be conducting? I mean, whatever business it means. I mean, next, I'll tell you what, Tommy. Next client you want me to go see, I'll show up in a Hawaiian shirt and khaki shorts and my croquis and my.
That'd be an upgrade from the swimsuit the last time you wore.
As long as we can
it.
get the swimsuit and that's out, that's fine.
So.
I'll wear the swimsuit too to step it up a little bit. But Drew, I hope you have fun tonight, man. It's going to be a good time. Try and find Dudley Dawson at some point and maybe get a selfie with him.
I'm sure our paths will cross.
Well, have you a good margarita and a good cheeseburger today. I guess that's what you got to do if you're a parrot head today. Is you got to have a cheeseburger and a margarita, right?
I guess I need to. So like I said, it's a big tailgate, and I was trying to figure out what can I actually bring. And since I drive a Sentra, I can't bring a grill, so I'm gonna have to find some people that are cooking out and are nice enough to allow me and the fiance to join them.
I know margaritas obviously go, right in line with the brand of Jimmy Buffett. But the other thing, and I've talked about this a lot, and you guys already know this, Land Shark beer.
I love Land Shark.
If you're not drinking a Land Shark at a Jimmy Buffett show, then
what are you doing?
You're doing it wrong. And in fact, the pro tip I always say, get you some Bacardi Limon, the citrus flavored rum, and then you fill the neck of the Land Shark up. It's called a loaded Land Shark, and we discovered this in Gulf Shores at his sister Lulu's restaurant there. And when the beer first came out, this was in 2006 on our way to the Citrus Bowl. And so that's how you do it right, since you're not coming in tomorrow.
I'm not.
That's how you load up a Land Shark and do it right tonight.
And luckily, the fiance is nice enough to be the DD tonight as well.
There you go. So good for you, and have some fun tonight. The weather's going to be perfect.
Oh, it's going to be great.
Did you either one of these guys? I mean, because we live in the River Valley, but all over it's been wet. But I saw this deal from the Weather Channel this morning. I think 5 News reposted this. Fort Smith, Arkansas was the wettest city. And a half a foot of rain in like the last 36 hours or whatever
I believe
now. Holy smokes. It's there's been street flooding and bad, but wettest place in America right now, Ty.
Wettest place in America. That's wild. Of all places that you could have picked out in the United States, Tommy, that old Fort Smith would be that. So I would say that Fayetteville might be the most
beat Seattle.
Yeah,
well, I mean, this is just for like a very short amount of time.
Then.
But yeah, well, they're not getting 6 inches of rain in 24 hours.
Yeah. Fayetteville might be the most different, or the most temperate, where it seems like it can get as hot as 100 degrees and then it get as cold as like 12 and snowing. So I would say that Fayetteville's very unique, and really Northwest Arkansas as a whole. Well, did y'all talk any SEC?
No, we just talk crap about you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. All right, well, I'd say that's one way to wrap up your SEC update.
We've already done that.
We already did it.
See, you're behind the times. We've already done that too, so we can get back to talking about you. So
all right,
it's all about you, man.
Back to bashing
and your
me.
shenanigans, on your work trip,
Ty, I do have a suggestion for you, since you have talked about how close Durham is. There is a cookout in Durham, North Carolina for you.
Ooh,
I just want you to know that.
It's cheap. I will be stopping by. I was also Coach Neighbors.
Cookout's for those that think he's talking about just going like over to someone's backyard. There's an actual restaurant chain called Cookout. You may not be familiar with. I've never eaten one. What makes Cookout so special, other than the affordability of it, as you keep talking about?
It's open till like 5 a.m. and
why would you need that? I don't know.
It was great, especially when they opened one in Memphis, half a block from campus. And
I would say.
You can get a corn dog, a double cheeseburger, a milkshake, fries, hush puppies for $5.50.
Or you could buy a gallon of gas.
You can buy a gallon of gas.
It's incredible they're doing that.
Could you still get it for $5.50? I bet inflation's gotten to it too.
I don't know. I haven't been in a few years, but I'm telling you, don't sleep on the corn dogs. You told me you've never had one from Cookout. Yeah. Get you a corn dog.
Are you a corn when Sonic runs them for 50 cents? Are you a corn dog guy?
I'm a big corn guy fan.
Give me 10 of them.
Oh, for sure.
There you go.
How many chili dogs did I eat that one morning? Was it 8?
6 or 8. I thought it was 6, but it may have been 8.
I think it was 8. I think I ate more than
$1
6,
chili dogs one morning. No, it was for the day, but Ty did that for breakfast that morning.
It might have been more than that, to be honest. Oh, I got to go back and.
There's not $1 anything right now, though.
Yeah, no, there is not. All right, speaking of concerts, we're not going to play the audio, but the Angels are in a funk right now, guys. They have lost a franchise record now 14 straight. Now, in order to break the curse last night, Tommy, they decided that they were going to play all Nickelback walk-up songs. Safe to say that did not work, and they lost for a 14th consecutive time.
Every time I do, it makes me laugh. How did our eyes get so red? And what the hell is on Joey's head?
Nickelback's one of those things that most I know hate Nickelback. I mean, probably hear the dials turning right now.
They all lie.
But they know, everyone knows that song. You know, who doesn't know Photograph by Nickelback?
And Rockstar. Everybody knows every word to Rockstar.
People love to bash on certain things, and Nickelback is definitely one of those things. All right, gentlemen.
I had you pegged as a guy that liked Nickelback, Ty.
I do like Nickelback.
That fits right in with your brand right there.
I like Nickelback. I'll fall on that sword, too.
Nickelback will be on my playlist. Nickelback will be on my playlist on the 8-hour drive to Chapel, or the 9-hour drive, because you got to factor the time difference, gentlemen.
And you wonder why he's driving alone and he's single. There's your answer.
Hey, there's a hypothetical lady waiting on him.
Well,
right?
It'd be hypothetical, the one that likes Nickelback and receding hairlines, yes.
Yeah. Hey, easy. All right, good fellas. I will talk to you gentlemen tomorrow. Arkansas practice, let's see, Eastern times is 2:15, so 1:15 to 2:45 tomorrow is when Arkansas will be on the field. Yeah. And the most riveting social media content you ever see will be on display on Hit That Line AR all this weekend.
Yeah. Hey, have you actually figured out it's not an hour longer because you're crossing the Eastern time zone line? Did you finally work that out in your head before the end of the show here?
No, it'll take me 9 hours to get there instead of 8 because I'm crossing the timeline. You guys,
he's not kidding, folks.
Number 12.
He is not kidding at all.
Hey, this is Jason Christie from Park Hill, Oklahoma, the 2022 Bassmaster Classic champion. I'm excited to tell you about the Booyah Poppin' Pad